What is happening, people? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV. Of course, I'm joined by my co-host Mahad. What's happening, G?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Just taking the positives out of Jeddah. I think it was a good weekend for us.
Yeah, much more positive than what we've become accustomed before. Definitely big improvements. How are you feeling at the moment in terms of just like with the weekend gone by? What are your thoughts first thing? And yeah, just sort of what's your mood like? How are you feeling?
I think there's still cause for concerns. I feel like we've got problems with the team in terms of what tracks will be good at. We did say last week it might be track dependent, and this one could favor us because of the long straights. There's basically only like 2 corners on this track, even though it says it's got the most corners in F1. But when we get to those tracks with like the slow speed corners, I feel like we're going to be in for a load of pain if we don't get these issues sorted out. So some positive sides, some bad sides, but I feel like maybe it's going to be a kind of yo-yo year.
Yeah, I think I probably feel the exact same way. In all honesty, I feel like, you know what, we got to lick our wounds when they come, and when we see some positives, we've got to take the most that we can out of them. Yeah, it's been one of those. You're right. You know, it's sort of like you can't really get too excited. There is a lot of nervousness. There's a lot of situations where you think, okay, there's going to be some circuits that are going to come up, and you just think, I don't, you know, it's going to be a horrible ride, just like what we had in the past. So, yeah, I mean, look, we better take the positives while we can. Big up to everyone that's watching right now. Make sure you do hit the like button as well and subscribe to the channel. If you're a McLaren fan, if you're not, if you're just a Formula One fan, do subscribe to the channel. But yeah, I guess the best thing to do is to start off with qualifying. Lando Norris made it to P11, and Daniel Ricciardo made it to P12. So both drivers got into Q2. What was your thoughts first off? You're on the mute, cuz.
I knew that was going to happen one day. It looked like we had the pace, definitely. We did know that, okay, when it's medium to high speed corners, that's where we're going to excel. And that's where this track is all about. It's got high speed corners, left, right, center, so many S curves. So we kind of expected that to happen. Daniel Ricciardo looked quick. So obviously he was kind of delayed and missed testing and didn't have the opportunities that every other driver had. So he kind of had to do a catch-up process, and he kind of kept on pace with Lando. Lando was extremely unlucky, not even to get into Q3 because he was so close to George Russell's time. He kind of was kicking himself for it because it was only like the smallest of margins that he could have got to Q3, and then maybe he could have made some noise in Q3 because I felt like he had a couple more laps in him. But overall, it kind of looked like, okay, these high-speed tracks with high-speed corners we can excel at, and especially if our car gets better in terms of getting downforce and working on those brakes, then those tracks could be us, basically. We can be maybe fighting for top points on those tracks. So it's a shining light in the darkness of Bahrain, basically.
It's like a little torch, isn't it? Just in what could be quite a very long and dark season. I was very surprised that Danny Ricciardo had some pace. I'm more concerned about him than Lando Norris this season. Even just based on even last season, you know, the way that Lando Norris performed, I always just thought if the car is fine, there's no doubt about it. He'll be all right. But to see Danny Ricciardo be behind Norris, but you know, just by one place, that was actually pretty. Can I say impressive? I mean, I was a bit surprised. I must admit, I was surprised. So for me, it was just good to see. Just good to see Danny Ricciardo actually make Q2. But yeah, you're right. Norris missing out on Q3, such a shame. But he was close. You know, he was close indeed.
I think with Daniel as well, now there's no excuses because it's an even playing field now. You've both been developing the car. You're both starting from zero. So nobody has an advantage over another person. So this is what we should expect. It should be Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo quite close to each other in qualifying. Whether it's, hopefully we wanted it to be maybe P4, P5 or whatever, but obviously it's P11, P12. So it needs to be that close. whether it's Daniel Ricciardo just out in Norris a little bit or the other way around. We wanted it to be around the same level, not Daniel Ricciardo getting knocked out early in Q1 and then Lando Norris go into Q3. So what we needed to do is close the gap, and I expected that because now we've got the same car. So Lando Norris no longer has that advantage over Daniel Ricciardo in terms of knowledge of the car.
Yeah, exactly. And we just hope that there's some experience gained from the past year, and we actually get to see. I mean, I don't know about you. Do you want to see Ricciardo lead this McLaren team, or are you happy with Norris doing that?
I don't. I reckon McLaren would. I'll just say whoever's performing the best is leading the team. We've tended not to try to have a lead driver because we saw what happened in 2007 with that absolute mess. They didn't want to make any decisions on who's going to be leading the team. Remember with the whole Monza race, they didn't want to be. They kind of instructed the team order. They didn't want to battle each other, but so I don't know where that stands, because clearly they've let Daniel Ricciardo have that win and not allowed Norris to attack that. So I don't know where they're at in terms of Seidel and his management of how he's going to approach that if it gets to that kind of scenario in the future. Very much right now, it's Norris's team. So it's Daniel's time to show and prove. If he does start to show and prove, it might swing the other way, but it's very much Lando's team at this moment in time. And Lando performed really well this weekend. So it's not like Daniel outperformed him, but Daniel was ahead of him before he had a DNF.
Yes, let's talk about the race, because you're right. Daniel Ricciardo actually was ahead of Landon Norris before that DNF, and he didn't seem too bogged down by it as well. Like post race, when you see sort of the interviews, it was like, look, things are looking up, things are looking a bit better. Yeah, Norris was a bit more like, look, let's just keep it a buck. It's the track that's different. Because there was no upgrades taken, was there, to Jeddah? There was nothing that's kind of changed in terms of the car setup or anything like that. It just seems to be the fact that the track suits us better. And in my head, I was thinking to myself, okay, well, what's Australia looking like? Will we get a good performing car in Australia? I don't know, but yeah, overall, Landon Norris in the points. McLaren have got some points on the board at least after the second race, and as you say, Ricciardo DNF, but there was positives to take.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Ricciardo, he was a benefit of strategy because unfortunately, he got the penalty in qualifying, impeding Ocon, so he started 3 places back. So he did qualify P12, but ended up starting like P14, P15 or something, and that kind of put him in the back foot. But then that strategy kind of worked because he started on the medium tires, and then they pitted him really early. Yeah, very early compared to everybody else, and then they put him on the hards. So he had that advantage when the safety car came out after Latifi binned it and everything. So that kind of put him in a position where he was ahead of Norris and all that kind of stuff. So that strategy worked, and we were on for possibly double points finish if that was the case. So what we need to lean on is our strategy, because our strategy works. This is the second week in a row now that we've had the fastest pit stops by like quite a margin as well. The pit crew's on it. So it's just about dealing with those matters. We didn't come in bringing any kind of upgrades or anything like that. I remember I was watching something with Seidel, and Seidel was basically saying, listen, the brake cooling issue, that put us behind quite a lot because all of the stuff that we wanted to test out in testing, we're going to have to test out in races now. And all the upgrades are going to be coming later on. So there are upgrades down the horizon. And I feel like it might be possibly a situation where we just get better race by race, but then we're going to have certain races where we're not really prepared for it. So Australia coming up, kind of high-speed corners, Imola as well. We'll see what happens.
We'll see exactly what happens. I've got a question for you as well after that. But big up to Metal in Both Legs. Says, cheers, guys. Come on, you irons. I'll take the West Ham crew. Looking forward to the Australian Grand Prix. Is it something that we should be looking forward to, do you reckon, as a McLaren fan base? Do we think that, we could actually, this could be something to look forward to?
I think we kind of should look forward to the similar type of performance to how it was in Jeddah. I feel like these corners are quite high speed, medium speed. I don't feel like from my memory of Australia, it's been a while. There's not really low speed corners. This isn't like a Monaco where we're going to be absolutely rubbish. So my target right now is be better than Williams, be better than Aston Martin. And if we do get the opportunity, be better than one of the Mercedes at least. And then that's my targets right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm not gonna lie, that is painful to hear. Like, because obviously I'm seeing a couple pink cars ahead, yeah. And I'm seeing them like going into Q3 and things like that, and then being where they were in the race. And I was just sitting there thinking, what's the Renault engine doing better than the Mercedes?
That Renault engine is serious. Big man thing. I saw the speed or top speeds on the main street. They're packing Mercedes engines, man. They boosted that Alpine engine, but they did say that prior to the season. They said, listen, we're picking the power over reliability, and you saw that with Alonso. So Alonso's engine went bang, but guess what? They're fast.
The thing is,
they maximized it.
In the years I've known Renault for like the last 5 or so years, they are slow burners. Like they start off jittery, they start off slow, and they usually have quite a strong finish. But to see them doing what they're doing now, I'm a bit like, hang on a minute, guys, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw even in Bahrain, I'm sitting there just thinking, nah, come on. Like Alonso's actually got a good car. Ocon's got some good points this season. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit of a strange one. So I take it you're not looking at Australia as Bahrain. You're looking more towards it as Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think the Bahrain, especially Sector 2, is the mess for us. We can't really deal with that situation at this moment in time. And we were so far behind. It's kind of like everybody's working on projects, but our project been delayed by something. So we have to kind of see it as we're always one step behind everybody else. And hopefully after this, we've got this little break now before Australia, but I don't know what the logistics situation is, whether people are going to Australia or not. But there's going to be a period of time where we're back in Europe. We're back in near Woking anyway. So those developments can actually work properly. We can actually test it out properly. Like when I was just speaking about the Alpine, on the qualifying maximum speeds, when we're talking about the finish line straight, the straight at the end. Alonso, third fastest.
Third fastest.
And Perez. So the Alpine engine ain't a joke on the straight line. It's got power.
Even faster than the Ferraris.
Yeah, man. But remember, Ferrari's set up to not have good straight line speed in the race. So they that's why they were kind of putting half a second on Red Bull's head in Sector 1, because they was all about the cornering. But the straight line speed they didn't really focus on. But we might be in a different situation. I don't think our problems are 100% engine dependent. I think we just need to make sure we have that downforce. We don't. When you see our car, there ain't no sparks. The car is too high up.
Yeah. So how much should we look forward to Australia then? In that case,
I'd say expect probably the same as Jeddah.
Same as Jeddah.
That's how I'm kind of approaching it.
Big up to Spike. Hope you're doing good, man. He says, hey, yo, hope you're doing well. Let's get through some of these comments. Big up to J Hem. Australia should be faster with the track changes, but I think Sector 3 will give us issues. So Sector 3. It
has got a slow corner. Last corner.
Those last 2 corners, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a bit there where, it could look a bit bleak for us in that sense. But the more I think about Albert Park, the more I realize actually it's quite a quick track. It's actually not too bad. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because
we ain't been there in a while.
When I sometimes think street, I don't think fast necessarily, unless you're talking. But then again, Jeddah, Baku, you could argue Singapore.
It's all fast now, but
it's all fast now. But
Monaco ain't obviously.
Oh yeah, no chance. You know what I'm saying? So probably Sector 3 will give us issues. So they've just got a plan towards that. They've got a plan around that. I hope there's some upgrades being brought in. But as you said, I think the kind of journey to go from sort of Saudi Arabia, do they go back to England or do they go straight to Australia? It's nip and tuck, really. I'm not sure. I think they'll probably come back. I think they'll probably come back to England. Yeah, just because it's not this
Australia's far when you have to travel, when you have to take the car there as well.
No, that's very true.
Do you send the car directly there? I don't know. Let the drivers be at home, and maybe they got a dummy car. I don't know. I have no idea. But I obviously, I don't. Anybody that works at McLaren, please let us know, man.
Let us know.
We would love to have somebody that works at McLaren to come on it.
Get in touch at McLaren Fan TV. By the way, we are on Twitter, people, as you can see in the little banner below. Follow us on Twitter. We finally got an official Twitter account, McLaren Fan TV. So just go on to that, search that up. You'll see the McLaren car there. Can't miss it. So yeah, do check us out there. Shout out to Kwame. He says Alpine Hive. So we were talking about the Alpine. He's there loving it. Hopefully, listen, I like Alonso in it. Like, I've got all the time in the world for him, and I actually don't mind Alpine too tough. But to see them moving the way they are, I mean, because when we're thinking about third place in the constructors, you would have said the battle was between Ferrari, McLaren, right? And before a tire touched the tarmac, you would have said that. But then to see that Ferrari's gone away, and now Alpine's going ahead of us, and it's just a bit like, wait just a damn minute. What seems to be
it might be Alpine versus Mercedes for that third spot.
Might be that,
man. You never know.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Spike says Lando's statement post Saudi were not too hopeful about Australia. Yeah, I got that sense. I didn't get that kind of, whether he just wants to keep his head, to the feet to the ground. Because remember, like testing, he was like, oh dear, we are like 1 and 2. What's going on here? We don't want this. Is Lando Norris naturally kind of a sort of not negative person, but more so just like, fam, I'm not getting excited. I'm cautious to the wire. Is he that human being?
I think personality-wise, I think he's very much like a pessimist. I think he's very much like, don't tell me about any of these things until it's actually realized. So you kind of got polar. People used to try to say, "Oh, look, Ricciardo and Norris are the same." They're not the same personality.
They're not the same.
They're not the same. Norris is very much dry humor, very much like kind of be a pessimist, a little show that he's a little bit depressed, Yeah. So with him, I think, he is being realistic. He even kind of said, look. Because I remember that interview that he did. He kind of said, Rosanna from F1 TV basically said, "Oh, so tracks like Monza you can do well," and he was like, "No, because we're rubbish in straight line speed, and we're rubbish in slow corners, which is Monza. It's either slow corner or straight line speed." Yeah. And he's right though, because when you look at the actual figures itself, when we look at speed trap numbers, Norris and Ricciardo are the slowest. We're slow. We're slow. We are the bottom 2 guys in straight line speed. So clearly it's a downforce issue because there's a lot of straights in Formula 1 and there's a lot of straights in tracks. So we shouldn't be optimistic until we lift those figures up. So, and there's straights in Australia. So I can understand why he's a bit, pessimistic about it, because the straights in Jeddah are not really straights because you have to keep going left, right, left, right, left, right. But some of the straights in Albert Park are just like, straight line.
Yeah, I mean, I like it to a degree because it kind of just it kind of puts the hopes not too high for us, because we could get gassed and be like, yes, McLaren are going to do well, they're going to do great, and then all of a sudden it kind of falls apart. Whereas, and I used to in the Alonso era, that's sort of the second era, where I was just like, man, just give me something, give me some positivity, because it was very negative then, where it just felt like it was affecting everybody around them. So I don't know. Like, I do like the fact that, Norris he's not too excited. He's not too gassed about anything. He knows that he knows the cars well. He knows. And the thing is, the fact that he does work with the team, like when we got images of him sitting in there after the race, listening to the team, finding out where can we grab an extra 10% type of thing. It's a great sight to see. So, I think maybe Danny Ricciardo can kind of bump us up a little bit, because he was a bit more positive, even then. Yeah, he's the guy that had the DNF, and he seemed a little bit more positive than Lando post race. So yeah, it's a very tough one here. Paul Ray says we've got the 8th best car. We've got to aim for P6 in the constructors if we pick it up and get some upgrades. The 8th best car.
No, he's right. Right now we have got the 8th best car. Who's better? We're better than Williams. We're better than Aston Martin. That's it.
You don't think we're better than the Alphas?
No. Them man are rapid, man. Bottas is rapid. He's slapping it on people. What did he qualify on? He's doing a Mazina out here, bro.
Was he P6? I think he qualified.
When you look at those teams, look at those 2 teams. When you look at Haas and you look at Alpha, just look at the performances of Magnussen and Bottas. Them man are maximizing them cars.
They are.
And I don't think right now, so all our concerns prior to the season was, is Ricciardo going to perform? Is Lando Norris going to return from his like little bit of bad form towards the end of the season, even though he picked it up in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
All our concerns was around actual drivers rather than the car itself. And I feel like both the drivers at this moment in time are maximizing what they've got. It's just terrible what they've got. So,
yeah.
In terms of upgrades, it really depends on what the issues are. If it's engine related, we can't really do anything until Mercedes upgrades that engine. We're kind of stuck with it because I know they can update some components. They can't update the ICE, but they can update all the electrical components of the hybrid engine up until September. So if they do that, then obviously we get that as well. But if it's just fundamental flaws with the car, and I don't think it's fundamental flaws with the car because they're quite happy with the balance of the car itself. They don't have any issues with like directing the car here and there and whatever.
Yeah.
You have no downforce. So if they can somehow generate that downforce, I feel like we can kind of even boost up further than P6. P6 is a let's say a reserved prediction.
Yeah, I would argue be in the fight for P4. I'll say at least be in that fight because I think Mercedes and McLaren are going to get that situation sorted because they've got similar problems, haven't they? The whole downforce scenario. And obviously I think Mercedes have got a bit more of the porpoising side as well. But I do think the season is long. We've got 20 races still to go. You know what I'm saying? It's a long season. And I could so see us sitting here in July saying, man, do you remember how it was when we started the season and where we were? And we were thinking maybe P6 would be good. You know, we've got the 8th best car at the time of recording. I have a feeling that we will definitely advance. And I do have a feeling that Mercedes, McLaren, Alpine, you know, will be in that kind of category. I think Mercedes will actually be closer to the Ferrari and Red Bull. And I think McLaren, Alpine, and I don't know who else to throw in that mix. It might be Haas. But yeah, those three will be mixing it up for P4. And you know, for where we were, I know it's disappointing because we finished P4 last year when we should have finished P3. But this year, if you look at where we're starting, I'll bite your hand off for P4 right now.
If it comes to, okay, we need to tank a couple races while we're just developing and working on things, I'll take it because right now, the first 6 months and whenever there's a new regulation, is the development curve's crazy. We kind of saw it in 09, you know, with obviously Brawn. They came out of the blocks, but then when everybody else caught up, Brawn weren't winning no races, you know.
No,
towards the end of the season.
Yeah, towards the end, yeah, exactly. People forget they didn't win many races towards the end.
Obviously, Button was putting in performances, but because Button was blitzing it at the beginning while everybody else was trying to catch up. Once that development curve where everybody else picked up, Red Bull started winning races, all that kind of stuff, and then obviously Red Bull set themselves up for the year after that.
Exactly.
So it's very much okay. What do you do this year to set yourself up for next year? And we're never going to be in, let's say, a title shout or anything like that. We kind of, I think any type of McLaren fan didn't expect to be in a title fight right now. So it's really how we build on this and move forward with it. And I think there is positives in the situation. I'm not going to be completely down. What I'm worried about is the downforce and us being the slowest team on straight line speed. That's ridiculous.
It's insane. It's definitely insane. You mentioned Brawn there very quickly. I don't know if you've paid attention to what's going on Twitter, but Brawn.
Oh, the Brawn account. And it activated.
It's activated.
It's from 09.
See, I was a bit like, what's going on here? And, you know, I think they had a tweet of like eye emojis, and I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean you started in 09 yet? When I'm scrolling, I can't find tweets from anywhere. It's just those couple of days. Could there be another team?
No, I reckon somebody in Brackley's just found the passwords. Because remember, obviously Mercedes kind of taken over from Brawn, but I reckon someone found the password and then you man got a Twitter account, and then they started just trolling on there. But Brawn's comfy, man. Look at his job, bro.
Yeah,
he ain't coming back, and I feel like that's kind of a backwards.
You don't think he misses it? You don't think he misses it at all?
I don't know.
You know
I think he likes being like the guy at the top and just like.
You know, if you're managing England,
orchestrating stuff.
If you're managing England, you know, the national team, right? Surely there's times when you think, you know, I need to get my hands dirty again. Premier League action week to week. Surely you're thinking that at some point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if managing the country is the pinnacle. I don't know, but like, you know, I'm trying to make an equivalent for Brawn.
It's a conflict of interest there because Brawn made these regulations. Yeah, shout out to Braun because the racing we saw this weekend, it was good racing.
Yes.
So clearly the regulations work. So shout outs to him for that. But from time he knows, and he wrote them regulations with the Minicali and all them, man.
Yeah.
And then he opens up a team. He's got the playbook already. He can just he can make a rocket ship and just be like, obviously it's unfair, innit? And he even kind of said this as well, like, people that don't know about the ground effect cars from the 80s are going to be a disadvantage. And guess who knows about ground effect cars? Ross Braun. Guess who knows about ground effect cars? Adrian Newey. So this is why these men have got advantages right now.
Yeah.
Because they know how to build these type of cars. So if he was to join, it would not be good news for anybody else.
Sure.
I'll tell you that right now. Unless he was to join McLaren, come through.
I like, you know what I'm saying? Bring your knowledge, fam. Kwame saying that's the end. He was talking about the Albert Park, obviously the Australian Grand Prix next.
Very slow last two corners.
You know, the next couple of weeks there. Shout out to PB, who says Mercedes mudded. I used to pray for times like this. Do you know what? I'm enjoying Mercedes in the mud. I'm not gonna front.
Do you know? Like I said, what did I say this last week? I wish Lewis had 8 titles and Mercedes had 0 constructors titles.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I wish. See what you're saying. Yeah, because there's a part of me that wants him to get 10, but I'm like, man, how are we going to orchestrate this though? Like, how can he get 10 with McLaren? Like, let's just get McLaren racking up them constructors. But I don't know, man.
I was devastated when he signed that new contract with Mercedes. I was like, come on, man. Just go to another team or something, man.
Go to another team.
I need Mercedes out of here, man.
Yo, that Magnussen overtake on Hamilton in the veins. Throw it in my veins. I'm not gonna lie. When Magnussen
he tricked him. The same way Max got done by Charles.
Yeah.
Them man get tricked out here, man.
Everyone's pulling out stops.
Okay, that needs to stop though. What do you think about the DRS chicken stuff?
Because at some point everyone's going to cancel each other out, aren't they? I know what you're saying.
These men are basically stopping at the DRS line, so one of them can get DRS.
And that's ridiculous. It's going to take an accident, isn't it? And that, you know, because everything's new, like just let all the cobwebs go through, and then we'll see what happens. You know, come May or June, because I genuinely think, like, you know, there's this idea of like, okay, no, you go in front first, and then I'll come and, you know, I'll overtake you afterwards, and you know, it did look silly to a degree, but I was just enjoying the racing as it happened. So. But I understand your fear there. I totally get you there.
I'm anti DRS. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like anti
DRS.
But because I was watching racing before DRS, so I'm just like, I thought it's kind of like, you know, Mario Kart. You know, when you get
thought it wasn't going to be needed. Yeah, you thought it wouldn't be.
You don't need. Okay, so clearly it's not needed now because the cars are close enough. So this time last year, do you think Max would be that close to Leclerc entering that corner? No
chance.
So they've kind of realized, okay, these ground effect cars, they're naturally gonna be that close to each other anyway.
Yeah.
But they know the DRS is powerful now. It's super powerful.
It is. It's actually cheating, isn't it? It is Mario.
So you don't it doesn't really require skill anymore to dunk on someone. So clearly Magnussen is not a better driver than Hamilton.
And that's the thing. When I saw those things happening, I thought, oh, this is like PlayStation. Surely everyone's just hit that extra boost and they're gone. They're on NOS right now.
So they're either going to have to reduce the DRS zones, so no back-to-back ones, because that was a back-to-back one, or just get rid of it completely. But then that kind of requires the drivers to drive with more skill. And when I mean drive with more skill, you have to kind of like apply the pressure, keep staying behind the guy, and wait for that guy to make a mistake. And I think that might not be entertaining television. That's the kind of racing that I watched as a child. Is that racing that people want to watch now? I don't know.
It's a good question. Such a good question, because you want to see that skill. You want to see that person keep steady for another 3, 4, 6, 8 laps, and you're like, can they keep that pressure going? And then they're gonna have one chance. It's like you're only gonna have one shot really to overtake and make this stick. And you know, it might seem a bit more boring. I don't know, but I totally get you. You kind of appreciate the skill a little bit more because it's been thought out. It's a slow burner, and then you try to
take it back. Remember how man used to drive back in the day in the 90s, because they would have to do quali laps every lap,
literally,
to keep the man from behind. So that kind of caused people to have mistakes. So more likely people have been in it when they were in P1 because they got someone right behind them.
Yeah, You know,
so they have
time.
they have to drive on the limit every single time, because if they even slow down a little bit, they're gonna get overtaken.
Touched.
So that type of driving, it kind of builds up more anticipation in terms of like nervousness, because you kind of get that when you're watching racing sometimes, like, oh, it's getting closer and closer, and it's kind of building up. You don't really get that now. You kind of just like, oh, DRS zone. They're gonna do a little tango again. Then another DRS zone, next lap, tango again. So it is artificial racing if you think about it, but I think they're gonna slow it down a little bit. I think they're gonna start rethinking, or maybe we only need 2 DRS zones instead of 3 for a certain track, because it's gonna start getting ridiculous. And like you just said, they might cause a crash, man.
Yeah, that's what I think could be happening.
Are you crashing when you're both braking, slowing down, trying to get to a line? It's ridiculous.
Before I get onto this comment here, there's a couple of you watching right now. Can you please smash the like button on this channel right now? If you're a McLaren fan, do subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here every Tuesday post-race, race weekends. So next Tuesday we won't be live, but there'll still be some content on the channel for all your McLaren needs. Don't you worry. But yeah, so let's get into this. MA says, I can't believe I thought we would challenge for the title. Landon Norris specifically. This year, instead, we are 8th fastest. Pain. I'm not going to lie. MA, I'm kind of with you. Do you know what it is? For me, it was just a case of it's brand new. Anything can happen. Everyone's going to throw pasta at the wall. Which one sticks? And I thought we could be in that conversation, personally speaking. That's how I felt. I felt like you, MA. Mahad, you felt a bit more.
No. Do you know what's so funny? Yeah. I kind of, so on my podcast, Pit Stop Fracker, if you guys subscribe and so on, we've got our YouTube channel and whatever. We did a preseason predictions, and I did not have McLaren in the top 3. Because I just kind of thought this is kind of engine dependent. Ferrari have been working on it for how long? When Ferrari started bringing upgrades to their engine towards the latter end of the season, they were putting us in a pack. Yeah. So, and I wasn't seeing really any upgrades with the Mercedes engine, rather apart from that time where Hamilton had a super engine in Brazil. I've not really seen any kind of upgrades to that engine, and Red Bull's engine seems solid in terms of reliability, and now Red Bull's engine is like one of the fastest ones. So you kind of have to look at the other teams and what they're doing compared to us. Yeah. And I feel like we're so far behind because of what happened in 2015, 2016, 2017, compared to these other teams. And in resources as well, we're behind as well. We don't even have our own wind tunnel. These guys have got bloody Ferrari's got their own track, and they just do whatever they want and just be driving around. So, and they've got like top facilities, Mercedes, top facilities, Red Bull. So you're kind of at a disadvantage. So I kind of just did it as in an order of finances at the end of the day. I thought we were going to be clear of everybody else. I thought we were going to be a clear 4th. Kind of like setting yourself up later. And I thought that's maybe what Zach Brown was doing, kind of like making it a platform and making it a team where it's very easy for someone like a big manufacturer to come in and buy that team. Yeah. Or to integrate themselves within that team. That's interesting. Yeah. That I thought that's how Zach Brown was kind of like nailing it, because you can't compete with these big boys if you ain't got the financial backing. No. You know what I'm saying? And that's what scares me about Aston Martin, because they've got the financial backing. They're a mess as a team, but they've got the money there to do what they need to be doing. And that's why they're building that whole state-of-the-art thing in Silverstone, and they've got building the wind tunnel and whatever. The infrastructure is there, and that's what we kind of need to do in terms of challenging for a title. In terms of what MA is saying right now, in terms of Norris, he's got the ability. He's got the ability to do it. So when we talk about this last race right now, fastest laps within the race, he had the fastest lap outside of Red Bull Ferrari in an absolute truck, in a tractor. Yeah, how is he doing this? He set faster laps than Russell, Hamilton, all these other guys that are not obviously Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, and Verstappen. He was top of the pops, and clearly we ain't got the 5th best car. So how has he set the 5th best lap? So clearly he's outperforming. Or he's maximizing, utilizing the machinery 100%. And now I understand why he's got these type of comments, because he's like, I'm doing 100%. This car is just dead. You know what I'm saying? He knows himself. So when you see these interviews where he's quite pessimistic, whatever, he knows the level of capability he had prior last season to now. And he's like, we've took a step back.
We've taken a step back.
Not even we've taken a step back, and the other teams have taken a step forward.
As well, yeah.
In terms of Ferrari and Red Bull. So he's seeing Charles Leclerc and Sainz, people that he used to challenge last season and used to beat out on outright pace, bloody fighting at the front with Verstappen.
I'm so glad we got Norris in the team, though. Because when you know, even just the way you just spoke there about what he's doing with this garbage at the moment in time, you know, I honestly, I put him on the levels of like Charles Leclerc and people like that. You know, like there's some people that are kind of rated highly in terms of youngsters. I look at Norris and I just think, just wait. I know he's got some crazy fans that are like stans, but like he's bloody good. Like he's really, really talented. It's not a joke. And so I'm just so glad we pinned him down to a couple of years or however long it was. And yeah, you know, hopefully long may it continue. May we give him a car, man, that could fight for the title. And we'll see.
They both deserve the car, to be fair. And even Seidel was saying it like, I'm sorry we haven't given you the car this season that you guys deserve, obviously, because we obviously, especially Norris, was doing amazing last season.
He was indeed. Kwame says, you know, there's a few McLaren guys on Twitter from what I know. I'm trying to think. Lando gives me cautious, sarcastic vibes.
Definitely them two things there.
On Twitter, from that, what you know. What's that? I'm trying to work out what that comment was about.
I don't know.
We've let people sort of go in the comment section. Let's get through these comments anyway. A bit of a unique guy. He is indeed Lando Norris. Yeah, completely different. Ricciardo, very optimistic, happy-go-lucky. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Luck Lion, who says, look at McLaren's Twitter. What do you think? One-off livery or something else? See, I saw this comment come earlier, and I kind of went onto the account, and I'm a bit like...
Was there anything there?
I don't see anything there. I know that they've added like a new sponsor. You know, they've kind of got a new sponsor coming out, and you know, let's get some dollar. You know what I mean? But
one thing Zach Brown's going to do is get bread, man. Tell you that now.
You know, they've got like it's kind of a cryptic tweet where it's like, you know, watch out, April 4th, it will all be revealed type of thing. So who knows? Maybe there's something going on.
April 4th, isn't that when the race is? So maybe it's a special livery for Australia, obviously, Ricciardo's home race or something like that.
Oh, shame. April 4th is literally, well, the 4th is a Monday, I think.
It's the Monday?
If I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, it's the day after the Australian Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, in fact, there isn't an Australian Grand Prix. It's the Australian Grand Prix the weekend after. It's the weekend after. There's no race next week, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless but you could be right. Unless there's something
unless they're revealing it for the Australian Grand Prix, yeah.
You could be onto something there. Who knows? Luck Lion. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled on that one. And remember this. That's interesting. Knowing McLaren, could it be? I don't know. Could it be?
Maybe.
Hot out who's there? You don't know. McLaren fan from back in the day. Look at the old school livery he's got on his profile there. Yes, he's late. You are late, but listen, we got the points, man. That's absolutely correct. We have got the points. These cars look good and can race well, but Imola will be a true test. Do you think so? Is Imola a true test, or is that not in our favor?
Imola, I'm trying to remember. I didn't got no slow corners in Imola.
There's no overtaking.
Maybe they got that.
That's for sure.
There's no overtaking. I'm thinking they've got that in like sector 2, sector 3. I'm just trying to remember. They've got that little like, you know, chicane in and out.
Yeah,
but a lot of it's just like straight line, bang, 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 bang.
It is, yeah,
kind of similar to Jeddah basically, but especially this new Imola. It's not like the old Imola, but
I favour Imola. In all honesty, I kind of favour Imola.
I favour Imola over Australia, 100%.
Over Australia, yeah, for sure.
And it's a cooler climate, so this overheating stuff that we've been having.
When are we going to Italy? When is that? 2
weeks after Australia, so it's the middle of.
Okay, so the weather will be all right. We'll be all right.
Usually rains in Imola.
Yeah,
either on the Saturday or the Sunday, it usually rains.
Southgate is comfy. He ain't dropping down to the Prem using your analogy, Peter. Yeah, I know. I mean, look,
he'd get cooked in the Prem, man.
You see Southgate. He's not ready for it. I mean, this is a man who lost 8-0 when he was Middlesbrough manager. At the end of the day, that you're not cut out for this. Let's just put it that way. You're not cut out for it. So fair enough. If the cars can race there, then the regs are a success. Definitely. If the cars can race in Imola, no doubt. We're looking at these regulations like saying, okay, you're on mute again, cuz.
I was gonna say, yo, if I see cars racing at Imola, Ross Brawn, shout outs to Ross Brawn, man.
Shout out to Ross Brawn.
He's made Imola a raceable track. It ain't been a raceable track for how long? To the point where it got dropped.
The day we thought we would pick up Ross Brawn, former Ferrari, I mean, that's when you know, man. That's when you know he's done something. Pick up everybody watching right now. Please do smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're a McLaren fan. If you want to see some McLaren content, man, we are here every Tuesday after a race weekend to discuss 7 p.m. UK time to discuss all things McLaren. PB says Haas are now my second favorite team since K-Mag is back. Hope to see more US support for them from then. Now we go to Miami. So yeah, Haas has become an American team again, isn't it? It's
and listen, America. You remember when we went to America last time? How much fans were there?
Yeah,
if they're all Haas fans
God,
now.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point because Austin, it was rammed. It was absolutely rammed, and I thought, wow, this is actually. Like I know the US do like the motorsport for sure, but to get one in line may never make it to the front line. But I tell you what, that attendance at COTA last year flipped me. I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, America's ready. They're ready for it. And with Miami, and I think is Las Vegas rumored to be announced tomorrow or next week or whatever?
I think it's tomorrow. I think it's getting announced tomorrow. People are talking about what time it's being shown or what. I think it's going to be like 3 a.m. UK time, which is like the kind of time that we watch like NBA and NFL. So it's going to be a night race in Las Vegas. If it is in Las Vegas, I'm definitely going there because it's one of my favorite cities. I'm definitely going to that race. I don't care how rubbish that track is.
That's Las Vegas. I have to avoid because the thing is I'm not even a gambler, but the temptation must be outrageous. It must be outrageous. They call it Sin City for a reason. You know them ones there. But
what happens in Vegas leaves it stays in Vegas. So what's the staying in it?
Yeah, no, listen, I do hope. Listen, Haas are likable again. You know them ones. They are likable again. And I do hope to see more US support for sure. I definitely want to see that. And you got Miami covered, you've got Texas covered, then you've got, we could be Las Vegas. I mean, all we need is that New York strip. That's all we need. Like, if we could do a Times Square, then listen, that would probably be the most boring one ever in terms of like for racing. But
you see New York, every road is just straight.
But that's the thing, every road is straight.
No curves. It's just straight, the left straight. Is the layout is so boring.
Will we ever go back to?
But I know they did Formula E there, right? They did Formula E there, right?
Did they do Formula E there?
I think so, 100%.
I mean, Formula E will squeeze themselves wherever they can, man. I mean,
that man did it in Excel Center, man.
Excel Center. I mean, guys, if you see the Excel Center, my goodness, that's hilarious to do it in there. But hopefully to see way more. Listen, I would love to see all Americans fling on a Haas shirt this year in Miami, in Austin. That will be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Spike says, I'm anti-DRS, but if it must stay, it needs to only be one zone. I think he's, Spike there is on your wave. Yeah, I know what you're saying. DRS, I think, was fun when it came out. Now it's a bit like, all right, let's let the people race now. Let's let them do their job. Man said Nos moving like Need for Speed. You know what time it is, Kwame. Need for Speed. All the people that know.
That's what it looked like though when it was between Verstappen and Leclerc. I was like, this is a bit fake,
It was. I mean, to see Magnussen body Hamilton like that, it's not even bodying anymore because it's just like, well, you just pressed the NOS button and you were off.
Bro, it gives you 17 kph advantage. That's insane. That might as well have the superstar in Mario Kart, bro.
Exactly. No, exactly. Makayo says Lando was quite realistic. On pure pace, the car isn't worth points yet. Australia could be tough. Slow corners are McLaren's weakest point. Definitely that sector 3 in Melbourne will be tough to digest for sure.
The worst thing is that sector 3 is at the end, so you could be on a ill lap, crazy
quality
lap, then you drop half a second to the last sector.
I swear that if I see purple, then yellow on first half, I'll be fuming because green's not enough. Like green, you just know you haven't done enough, so you got to outperform for sure. James Hunt would be absolutely trashing DRS, especially this year. Yeah, absolutely. Oh god, yeah.
Listen, James Hunt's a legend though, so I'm not gonna. No James Hunt slander. That's a McLaren legend.
Oh, he is from the UK after all. Uzair on F1 says, "Nah, I thought we were going to be like third best this year, basically where Mercedes is at right now. But to be eighth, to be eighth best is a shock. Yeah,
it's shocking.
Listen,
it's shocking.
It's a surprise. No one saw this coming. At the same time, I didn't see Haas doing as good as they are. I didn't see the Alfa Romeo. I'm just like, really? You know,
I thought Alfa Romeo was going to be terrible because Alfa Romeo said they're going to make their own gearbox and they're going to make their own whatever, and they're kind of moving away from Ferrari. They're doing their own thing.
Ferrari,
and I was like, what are you talking about? And then you heard Haas saying they've built something in Maranello. They're working very closely with Ferrari. So I kind of knew Haas was going to be good. And then when I saw testing, I saw how detailed their car was. I was like, rah, these men weren't playing. Their man did not do any upgrades last season, and they made their car like proper car. And we kind of saw it in testing that they were on this thing. Even in the first testing in Barcelona when we were good.
yeah, it's true. Because I think their issue was just more so like the car broke down a few times, didn't it, in the first test? But it was like, but they were saying the pace was there. It was just a case of can they get a car to the finish line? So far, they're not looking too bad. Big up to Kwame, of course. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Please do listen to Kwame. Do like and subscribe to the channel. Listen, man, we're going to be here all season long. We'll be here up until whenever December, whenever this season ends. By the way, what did you think about before I get to Spike's comment, what did you think about the 30 races that Stefano De Macali was talking about?
He's having a laugh, man. He's having a laugh, man. Bro, he's having a laugh. He's moving like Vince McMahon.
Do you know what, though, yeah? Hey, Vince McMahon's a nutcase. That you can't compare those two. There's no way.
It sounded like Vince McMahon talk. Bro, you know, wrestling has a special event every Sunday.
Wrestling has never had a break ever. It's the most ongoing show in the history of television. He's never working stopped.
Them like dogs, man.
But but when you think about it, say like if you relate it to football, right? Like, you know, 38 games in a season doesn't sound that excruciating. We've got quite a few American people here on the chat. You are very most welcome. They've got sports that are, I mean, basketball doing 82 games, and that's like before the playoffs. You know, did I read somewhere that baseball is 115? Is that even true?
It's crazy. Baseball's like every day.
I went to like whenever I go to like Maryland or often to visit family, we go to an Orioles game, we might go to a Nationals game, whatever. And I'm there thinking, yo, game done, 4-2, we are good to go. We've left. Next thing you know, the game's on again the next day. Wait a minute. What? I'm sorry.
Someone said it in the chat, 162 games baseball in the season.
162 games.
And baseball's a long game. Like I remember I was watching the Yankees versus, I don't know, somebody, I forgot the team. But I was sitting there and I was there ages. I was there for ages. No. And then they were like, oh yeah. On the stadium announcement, oh, we've got a game tomorrow as well. I was like, oh my days, this is nuts.
Honestly,
and basketball do that quite a lot, back to backs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean the idea, and that's the thing, the Western Conference and Eastern Conference, and you got guys that you have a team. Obviously, LA could go and face friggin' Toronto Raptors, and you're just like, and then 2 days later they're at another game, and you're just like, fam, that is I don't know how they do it. How these people don't just pack up. That conditioning's a different level.
I don't like it. I don't like it though.
It's too many games. It's what I like about the NFL.
NFL is the best because
that's what I like about it.
Yeah. It's like 16. I think they pushed it to 17.
Is 16 too short though? Is that not too short?
For a small period of time.
Yeah.
It's like from September to December. Every single game matters. If you lose that game, you're finished.
Yeah.
And that's why it kind of builds up because especially if you're trying to go to the playoffs and stuff. If you lose 2 in a row, your season's done, bro. And it kind of and that's how Formula 1 used to be. When Formula 1 used to be like 17 races.
Yeah.
Bro, if you DNF a race, you're finished.
That's it.
If you're going for a title.
That's it.
There's no chance of coming back. Now we've got 22, you can kind of do the comeback. So even realistically right now, if Mercedes are terrible right now, and then all of a sudden by, I don't know, Monaco, they're good again and they're winning races, they can still win the title.
Oh,
there's races left over.
It's not over for them. Don't be fooled. It's not over for Mercedes. That's for damn sure. with these extravagant amount of races.
But if the Monaco gets what he wants, the season, first of all, it kind of waters down races. I might start skipping races because I'm like, oh, bro, seen 22 races, I'm fine.
Will we get midweek action as well? Because you're not going to have 30 weeks out of 52 on Formula One. There's no way.
Let
There's
these
no
guys
way.
rest, man. You would have to
Wednesday
rotate.
races.
You would have to have free. You would have to actually use your reserve driver. You would have to have
Them
three
ones.
drivers, and then one driver would have to have a weekend off because there's no way you're gonna make him do 30 races. I think it's ridiculous. To be fair,
He's on that stuff.
It's ridiculous stuff.
He's on that stuff. Spike says Ferrari can't use Fiorano no more for their F1 testing. Why can't they use it? Is this?
Their man still using it, man. I don't believe him, bro. They've got a whole, elite, whole proper track. Do you remember the Michael Schumacher documentary when he was driving in the dark?
Yeah.
That man don't care. That man was doing unlimited hours testing.
Listen, if there's a team that will do something of that nature, Ferrari, you could count on Ferrari. And that's the thing. You know what's so funny? You know, like Stephen A. Smith says, what can go wrong will go wrong with the Dallas Cowboys. I feel that way about Ferrari. Something is not gonna, like this year, it looks good. If you're a Ferrari fan, it's looking nice for you this year. I'm telling you, they are ready. There's something is about to explode over there. I'm sure of it.
Okay. So you see Ferrari,
Yeah.
This is not obviously this is a McLaren channel. We don't want to turn it into a Ferrari slander channel. You know what I mean? But they don't have a good track record. I'm gonna keep it 100. They do not have a good track record. Unless we're talking about the year 2000 to the year 2005. They do not have a good track record. Oh, no, 2000, 2004, not even 2005. 2005 was an absolute shocker for them. But they always start off good. This kind of, it gives me the feelings of 2017 when Vettel was winning all those races at the beginning, while Mercedes was sorting all their issues out. Something might happen. They kind of, I feel like this weekend they kind of messed up the setup. I'm not gonna lie.
You think
they
so?
Went for they wanted to make gains on sector 1, so they made this whole opposite setup to Red Bull to not do the straight line speed, but they could have just done the straight line speed. You know what I mean? If that safety, if that Latifi doesn't bin it, Perez was comfy, man.
He was.
I said this on our pod. I was like, the Red Bull in clean air is dangerous,
Oh yeah.
Because Leclerc couldn't keep pace with Perez.
That's the thing.
That's Perez. Imagine if it's Max Verstappen. He's
exactly. No, I thought the exact same, because I was looking at the start of the race. I'm thinking, okay, let's see how quick maybe Leclerc can overtake Perez. And then I'm seeing Perez, 2 seconds ahead. And I'm like, 3 seconds ahead. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't get any lower than 2 seconds or 2.5. So I was a bit
Leclerc weren't doing that to Verstappen. That's when Leclerc was in the lead. So I don't feel like that car was set up to be a front runner in that sense.
I believe
Red Bull in that straight is crazy.
I believe Red Bull package wise, I think they're the best. They've got the best equipment this year,
and they developed it late. Ferrari's been developing for how long?
Yeah,
Red Bull was bloody bringing upgrades to Qatar and all them races last year. They were still fixing that car. So the fact that they've done everything late and then they've still got that development peak going up.
Yeah.
What we need to see is just see how it plays out. But it's going to be, I reckon it's going to be between them two for the title, 100%.
Let's see, man. Let's see. Makama says Lando being always on the limit is dangerous, though. Why?
In terms of his driving. He drives like a madman, though, sometimes.
Do you think so?
I think, when I mean drive like a madman, I'm not saying drive like dangerous or take crazy risks like the Leclercs and Verstappens of the world. I feel like he sometimes just decides I'm going to do quali laps in the race and just starts doing a madness. I don't know, but I think he maybe we're still testing in the races. Maybe they're just saying, okay, push it to the limit on the radio just so we could figure out what our highest ceiling is.
Yeah.
And if our highest ceiling is above both Mercs on a 1 lap pace, that's a good thing, right?
I agree there.
But with hearing all these other teams are bringing major upgrades, left, right, center. Let's see what we do. I want to see what we do because we're behind. If we had testing and Ricciardo was testing and we didn't have those brake problems, we'd probably be bringing upgrades to Australia right now.
Comfortably.
But because we're so behind on the project, we have to just see what happens.
We've got to see what does take place. I mean, After Australia, yes, it is Imola. Then it's the United States, or we're in Miami straight away. I think between Miami and Spain is where we'll get our first set, because it looks like a 2-week gap, if not even it's a 2-week gap between the Miami Grand Prix and Barcelona. So
and then Barcelona's back-to-back with Monaco, I think.
Yes, it is correct. So yeah, I mean, it'll be. I want to see. I don't mind Lando being on the limit. Wring the reins out of that car. Find out what it can and can't do, and we go from there.
I've got a question for the people. Put the messages in the chat and whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think Landon Norris's weaknesses are? Because I'm not unable to identify them. I usually can be able to identify driving weaknesses. I can't really. When I mean weaknesses, I'm talking about driving weaknesses, not just mental stuff like that. I think sometimes he's a bit pessimistic. I think sometimes he's a bit, if something goes against him, then he kind of brings it to the next race in terms of being down or whatever. But actual driving ability, what do you think his weaknesses are? Let us know in the chat.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I don't. We can't say he doesn't have a weakness, but my God, I'm struggling. I can't tell you. So yeah, comment in the chat. Put your comments in the chat, and we'll get them up on here. MS says, I think you're right. I feel Lando is undermined because of his fans. Never judge him on pure driving. Absolutely, because the fans are mental. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
His fans are mental. His fans are mental.
That's freaking mental.
And okay, Theo, have you ever seen it on? You obviously you see F1 Twitter and stuff like that. Whenever I see a criticism of Lando Norris, it's either something he said in an interview or it's something his fans have done. It's never something he's done, or it's he didn't pit for Inters. It's never anything else. What criticisms? Can you let me know that? Maybe he binned it somewhere. You don't do them things. You know what I'm saying?
No. And even people try to throw stick on him at Sochi last year, right? And I'm like, hang on a minute, what's the team asking him for? Whether to pit or not, or and obviously he was frantic, he was panicking in that situation because he's got one Lewis Hamilton hunting him down. You know what I'm saying? And they're on tires that are just, you are McLaren, you're the team, you're the one that should be dealing with the situation, not him. You know what I'm saying? Unless he's convinced that he can't do this and shouldn't do this. But you're absolutely right. When I think of Lando Norris criticism, it's madness. The thing is, the fans are crazy, and that's why the haters get on to the fans, if that makes sense. But no,
they should get on to the fans.
You can't lay a glove on him. You can't lay a glove on Lando Norris. That's for damn sure. What's it called? Spike was saying, do you remember how bad that Caesar's Palace track was?
I saw that on YouTube. It was terrible.
Did you see it? Deanna relapped, another American. She does like a sort of, she used to go back in the day and look at race, do race reviews from back in the day. I swear she did one at Caesar's Palace, and my God, it was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. And I thought, bloody hell, shout out to the Outlap podcast. Yeah. The Americans out there.
I haven't checked that out, so I need to check it out.
Yeah, check out Outlap and Deanna F1. I think she's like relapped or something like that. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, that, by the way, it was bad, Spike. It was bad. Jay Hemp, US fan here, got hooked by the video game a few years ago. Where in the US are you logging in from, and what game in particular? Because man, when I start on these Formula One games, mate, I don't get off. I remember
I was a kid, yeah. And I was playing, I don't know, it was like on PlayStation, Formula 1 2000 or something. And
good times.
That game was cold. And
which one? The EA Sports one?
Can't remember. I just remember like it was like grey or something like that on there. And then I used to play the races, and I used to do full laps, the full race. So I was doing Interlagos like 60 laps. And I was like, this game, that's how addictive those type of games are, honestly.
Yo,
honestly,
stuff, after a race like that, because I've done that a few times when I was young, and I remember thinking, like, what is my life afterwards? Because you have to you got to have some mental strength to get back on and join the real world again after you've done your 60, 70 laps. Interlagos was a fun track to drive in for sure. So fun.
Doing a full race. I remember doing a full. I was a kid. I remember doing a full race and then bidding it like 2 laps left. And I was like, I've just wasted like an hour and a bit of my life. This is a joke, man. This is a joke, man.
You can't bin it after no
and it was like,
way.
and you know them games. I remember like the weather would change, so like it was like, oh, you have to pit for wets or whatever, and then I'm slipping and sliding. Hey, bro, dude, it's crazy, this man.
Oh damn! No, I can't. That is a serious one, man. The games were just mental. What's it called? Makaya says, to be fair, Formula E tracks are always rubbish. Yeah, I haven't watched enough Formula E to even. Have I seen past the UK? I don't think I have.
I watch it on mute. Let me keep it 100.
Well, you might as well unmute it because you're not going to hear anything.
No, because I don't like the sound. The sound is like a fly in your ear. I'm just like,
Uber cars, man. These Toyota Priuses. I can't deal with it, man. Like an electric Formula One car. Like, I get it. We're trying to save the world. We're trying to do whatever we can. But let's keep it a buck, yeah? We watch Formula One for many reasons. And one of them is that sound, okay? Did you see Jenson Button at the Jeddah circuit? I think it was like one of the practice sessions. And he was standing he's standing on one of the turns. And he was like, you guys don't understand. This is so loud. Like when the cars go by. And he was having to like hold his ears because he said it was ridiculously loud. So, all that talk about when they're trying to silence the noise.
That's a V6 as well,
You know what I'm saying? It's not even the V8s or 10s or anything like that. PB says, if it ends up being Max versus Charles championship, who you lot backing and why is it Max?
Do you know what? Yeah, I predicted this. I said this happens a lot in F1, and Verstappen's going back to back, man. When you had the experience of going through a title battle throughout the season already, you kind of already built for the nutrition of the war already. Charles hasn't been through that process yet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm always gonna pick the guy. And I'll tell you this right now. I think Charles is more of an intelligent driver in terms of like setting people up and setting those situations up. But in those situations where Verstappen stuck it on pole and he's in the lead and he's got clean air, I don't think Charles can catch him.
Very good point. I think I'm a big fan of Charles, I got to admit, I like his talent. When he came into the scene in the Sauber at the time, I was like, yeah, was it Sauber? Or was it Alfa Romeo then? I think it was Sauber.
It was
Sauber. He came in, I thought, this kid's got something. He came to Ferrari, was it 2019, and put Vettel in his place. And I sat there like, yo, this Don is all right. I know Ferrari were cheating, don't get me wrong. But I was like, yo, this Don is all right. I'm not going to lie. And in fact, I thought he would win a championship ahead of Max Verstappen in terms of who would do it first. Then I had to hit myself, like I slapped myself afterwards. Bro, you're talking about Ferrari here. Like I say, what can go wrong will do with Ferrari because they can't get their act together. If it ends up being Max versus Charles, I do like Charles. I don't like Ferrari. I don't mind Max. I don't really mind Max. And I don't mind Red Bull either. So, yeah, if I had to... The thing is, I can't choose Charles. He's wearing red. That's the problem. Because I would like the mix of...
I think he'll get effed over by his team. They'll do something dumb like...
That's what I'm saying.
Dumb at a pit stop, something dumb at strategy, and it'll get done over. But
I think someone in there's going to wake up and realize, hang on, none of our drivers are Italian. Wait a minute, what? And just screw one of them over. Just something stupid like that. Ferrari got that in the locker. They've got that in the locker.
What Charles needs to do to maintain and be in the title battle is he needs to keep out qualifying Max. He needs to continue to do that. Because he needs to be in front of him in the race, because then he can use these will-to-will battles and use his knowledge and use strategy in his favor. Yeah. If Max is ahead of him in quali and he doesn't get him on the line, he's long gone. And that's especially with how this Red Bull is at the moment. I think the Red Bull's quicker car. He's long gone, bro. Verstappen in clean air is like bloody Kimi Räikkönen. He's long gone.
Yeah.
Speed demon.
Yeah, no, Max, listen.
And that's the most important thing in Formula One, being bloody fast.
Exactly. No, Max, you got to back Max. And the reason why you got to back Max is so that Ferrari don't touch anything near it.
I don't want no Ferrari constructors.
I can't have
nothing. I don't want any of that.
Nah. And I'm sure, Anik from Pit Stop Fracker will be unbearable. I'm sure he'll be unbearable.
He's already doing it now.
So, that was, 2 races in?
I'm going to have to mute him or something.
And he's flame on. Mind you, I haven't seen enough Ferrari annoyance yet. There's a lot of, obviously, you got your Mercedes annoyance, you got your Hamilton annoyance, you've got your Max Verstappen annoyance, you got the whole lot. Ferrari, though, I'm not finding too many of you. Some of the Ferrari people I've met, they're actually okay. They're okay at this moment in time.
There's some that's unbearable, and there's some that throw abuse at me in Italian. So I had to press the translate button and what. Hey, listen, Ferrari fans hate me on Twitter. They know me already.
Listen, if I find there's some abuse, I got Italian friends. They will translate that one time for me. One time for me. You know the ones. But yeah, it has to be Max. We got a back Max. Bring back the I'll equal music. I said bring back the old livery. We can't be having livery talks again. And we need to stop having this.
We're not going to do this every week. We're skipping this bit. Sorry, Azar, bringing it up. Stop.
I'm going to stop talking about it.
You're going to have to shut up about it.
There you go. You guys start your own podcast. How about McLaren, Vodafone, or whatever? You know, go back to... Oh, we can't do this again. We'll be here forever. 100%. Bit of a hot take from Makayo here. Stop Major's development on this year early. Shift the focus onto 2023. Something is wrong structurally with the car.
If something's wrong structurally with the car, James Key's got to go. James Key's got to go. We're not giving him time to go fix it, brother. He's got to go.
I'm entertaining this comment though. I'm entertaining this.
What, to stop things? I think we should do that anyway. Because me personally, I think we need to focus on... If you asked me at the beginning of the season what we should do, prior to even testing, I would say we need to focus on next year or the year after. We can't be focusing on this year. We're too far behind.
Will we keep sticking with the third, fourth place, kind of trying to finish there? And if we kind of focus for next year, then we can somehow leap into a title race. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so. When he talks about shift to focus to 2023, I think we should shift to focus to 2023, but still maintain that 4th, 5th position and aiming for that. I don't think you should do what Haas did and say, "Oh, let's finish last." Try to tank for more wind tunnel time. This isn't like the NFL where you like tank and go 0-16 and then get a number 1 draft pick. We ain't doing that. I'm not here for it.
Yeah. Because imagine just watching us just have a Haas this year. Imagine that, right? And we're just there like waiting. 23 races, or 22, whatever it is this year. That's a long time to wait, man.
We already got points, so we're living.
We have got points, but interesting point, Makai. It's not as crazy as it first sounded. Hockey is around 90 games in a regular season. You see what I'm saying? What is going on, man? Double headers in baseball. Nah, you see? We need to leave. Stefano, man. Keep your 30 and shove them back wherever the hell they came from. Okay. IndyCar is amazing, bro. Americans can get sports right, like the NBA, and their baseball, and there is baseball, American football, and NASCAR, which are rubbish. Interesting.
No. American football is not rubbish.
No, I'm with the. Who's your team in American football?
Minnesota Vikings. So I know about pain.
You're the Vikings. I know about pain.
What about you?
My pain's more unbearable. In fact, I've struggled hard enough.
Don't say Jaguars.
Oh, hell no. My team, unfortunately, they're now called the Commanders. Okay.
Washington Commanders. That's the worst name ever.
I've had enough. Let me tell you, I've had enough. Okay. It was like, I get it. We had to change names. I understand it's 2022. I get all of that. Right? Fine. What were they thinking? Commanders.
When you're
the capital of the country, right? There is so much opportunity there. Like when you look at the Washington Wizards, you got the Capitals in the ice hockey, Nationals in the baseball. You thinking there's some decent names there that make sense. The Commanders, Houston, we got a problem.
Command a new name, man.
I need a new name. You think I'm buying their jersey?
I'm just calling them the Washington. From now, I'm calling them the Washington football team. I'm just going to carry on calling them.
But even that was repug. That was absolutely. I couldn't stand calling it
Washington football team. WFT, man.
And it was just a W. The thing is,
WFT.
Every time you see it, it's a college team. That W just as the logo. It was a college team.
And they had to get rid of the original name. The original name was too offensive, man. And
listen, it was peak, innit? Yeah, to be fair, I'm sorry to all the people we've offended. I've got jerseys of it. RG3 back in the day. Well, I say back in the day-ish. I've got jerseys and stuff like that, which I cannot wear anymore, right? Because I totally understand why it had to change. But man, who comes up with the decision?
No, it's the fans that voted for it. You might have been
fans voted for this. I can assure you right now, I did not vote for that. Rest assured, I did not vote for that. And obviously, my NBA team as well would be the Wizards as well, because family and everyone else lives down there and whatever else. So, yeah, and baseball, I will go to both Nationals and Orioles just for the fun of it. But yeah, 17 is short, says Equal Music. terms of 17 races, but it also makes the postseason and off-season a lot.
Oh no, he's
more
talking about
exciting.
NFL. He's talking about NFL.
Oh,
NFL.
sorry, NFL. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, okay. No more NFL talk. Let's go back to F1 talk.
Yes, let's get back to the F1. Let's see. Big up to Mr. or MR. I'm gonna call you Mr. I see the Lewis Hamilton right there. I see that. I think the massive.
Helmet,
it's a cold helmet. I'm not gonna lie. His new helmet right now this season, pug. I'm not gonna front. And he
I like this
yellow.
helmet better. This purple one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. By the way, I hate Lando Norris's helmet. Sorry, McLaren fans. I'm so sorry. But that
both our helmets are terrible, man. Lando and Danny Rick, man.
Danny Rick wants to be 20 years old again. I understand. I get it.
Looks like something from the Rugrats. Horrible, man.
Yeah, Danny Ricciardo, whatever. But Lando Norris's one irks me because the colors. I friggin' hate Illuminous. I get it. Valentino Rossi. That made sense. His entire bike was friggin', the highlight green or whatever else. It matched. It makes sense. When your car in that color, bro. And then you've got repug. I think the massive logistics of F1 won't make it feasible to have 25 plus races, as F1 is a circus and it takes a larger amount of effort to pack and unpack in comparison to other sports.
Hey, listen, if the money's talking, Danilo Carli's going to do it, bro. That's a very good point.
I watched a documentary of how they log, they basically. I think it was for Renault. I think it was about Renault, how they get from one city to the next, bro. You know what? Yeah, I always thought I wanted to work in Formula One one day. Then I said, you know what? Nah, I'm not about that life.
Yeah, it's a young man's game, man. If you're bro, if you're 18 or 21 straight out of uni, you can do that. But when you start getting older, you can't. Especially if you've got families and stuff like that, you can't be jetting off all over the world. 23 races. This
idea, you'll see some, Simon Lazenby for Sky F1 will be, we're talking it's the cool down part of the show. Maybe Ted Kravitz is about to go on the Notebook, and I'm seeing man still gritting off tires and then having to pack it away. And where do they take these motorhomes? How the hell do they kind of put that together? And then they
loading
drive
trucks full of tires,
and they're freaking driving, more time. They're not even necessarily flying all the time. So I'm just nah, do you know what? Nah. I'm not on it. I'm not on it at all. But you're right. You're right. It's one of those where it is a circus. Formula One is a friggin' circus, man. It cannot. 100%. But like you said, the money talks. Listen, midweek Formula One races. You heard it here first, people.
This brother, Domenico Carli, will do triple header in Italy: Imola, Mugello, and Monza. You don't care, bro.
Oh my god! And bring back the old Monza circuit as well, whatever that circuit was called. The
one with the outside bit.
Yeah. They'll bring that in there as well. Let's see. IndyCar's awesome. Uzer says IndyCar's awesome. Just wish they had better TV coverage and promoted the sport a bit better. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed some of the road course races in NASCAR, but the overalls ain't for me.
I like IndyCar.
Ovals,
I started to watch a little bit.
Have you? Yeah.
I don't watch the whole race, but I watch the highlights and stuff. And it looks good, man. It looks good.
Mind you, though, the Formula One cars are looking a bit more stronger. That's one thing that we criticized Formula One for years. So anyway, Metal in both legs says, "Cheers Sunday. Cheers Sunday is for Formula One, MotoGP, WSBK. What's that?
A liquid lunch. I don't know what WSBK. Let us know.
Let us know.
Metal in both legs.
I bet it's a restaurant or something.
Or something crazy.
Crazy.
If it is crazy, don't type it in, bro.
Idea. With the reliability of the cars today, what if we went back to top 6 points only? 9-6. Interesting.
I like that, man. I don't like this 300 points thing, man.
I know. It looks mental, innit? It looks mental.
I did a fun fact. Can we end the season and then the winner has 93 points? Let's go back to that, man.
I did a fun facts video from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix the other day. And British drivers, Britain has hit 10,000 points in Formula One. And I sat there kind of thinking, hang on a minute, there's something skewed a bit about this. And I realized, of course, we've changed the points range from, when did it even start? Was it 2008, 9, 10? How long ago was it?
When did they start giving 25 points for a win? I can't remember, man.
Yeah.
If you let us know in the chat.
Seems like the Vettel era. I don't know if it's just before the Vettel championship era.
I definitely
like
know
the
that.
idea.
When Hamilton was driving for McLaren and won the title, that was low points. That was not 25 points for a race.
And I guarantee you, people like Alonso in the Ferrari and maybe Hamilton in the McLaren in his later days probably would have got another title if the points were what they were, because the gaps now. What is it? 25 to 18.
Imagine we probably some statistical person out there already mapped out all the seasons post these points, like the 9, 6, 4, 3, 1, and I bet it changes the winners of the title.
I bet you it does. Somebody's got it. Somewhere
it's changed, but I'll find out and then bring it to the next stream, guys.
Right, let me power through these comments. There's a lot of you commenting in. Thank you very much, by the way. Thank you very much for commenting. Big up to everyone that's commenting in from all over the world. We love having you here. McLaren Talk strictly. That Red Bull, after I said that Red Bull getting to 330 kilometers per hour on the straight with no effort. I know it's frightening stuff. Equal Music, it's absolutely frightening stuff. That Red Bull powertrain is basically a Mercedes V10 engine right now. Fast but unreliable. Well, let's see. Let's see. I mean,
I don't know about the unreliable. They were fine this weekend.
Yeah, they were fine this weekend. Like
Yuki went out. Yuki didn't start the race and stuff like that. But
do you know that's 2 years in a row he hasn't started a race, and he's been here barely over a year, and he's already had 2 DNFs.
He's getting shafted, man.
Yeah, it's long if that engine packs up. Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, the Ferrari engine. If it packs up, it's long. If the Red Bull engine packs up, it's long.
Red Bull are actually quite weak in the slow corners compared to Ferrari, hence why they were so
terrible. Every sector one, Max was losing half a second on Leclerc. That's how bad they were in sector one.
He was,
but the straight line speeds make up.
Yeah, Mercedes have 4 major upgrades coming in the next 4 races.
They're bringing out all the stops, yeah.
I'll tell you what, and I take it you're a Mercedes man as well as a McLaren, as well as a Hamilton man. Fan rather. But yes, let's see. Listen, I can't see Mercedes being where they are right now for the rest of the season. It's impossible. I don't know. Lando Norris dangerous. He's the cleanest driver out there, mate.
100%.
Tell him again.
When has he got into situations? I think that day when Perez went on the outside and they gave him a penalty, and I don't even know why. Remember that day in Austria?
Yes.
Why did they even give Lando Norris a penalty that day? That was ridiculous.
I haven't got a clue. I have not got a clue. I don't know why that was the case. But yeah, no, Norris ain't dangerous. Not yet, anyway.
Oh, man.
Very clean. Very clean. Compensating for the poor car is what I meant by always on the
driving
limit.
on limit.
Oh, okay. What's your thoughts?
He has to, though. What else are you going to do? Unless they tell him just back it off a little bit, don't do it. But then he might lose motivation, man. So if he starts, okay, when we do one of those races where it's raining and then it doesn't really matter about all of this stuff, and it's like the great equalizer, and he starts doing a madness like how George Russell did in Spa, when he starts doing that type of stuff, then you would want him to drive on the limit, mate. So you got to stay sharp.
Always drops off at the end of the season. Is this regarding Ferrari when we're talking that Ferrari talk?
Or maybe Lando. No, remember I was saying what's his weaknesses.
Oh,
that's true.
Is that McLaren or is that Norris? I'm seeing a theme.
I think last year it was McLaren. I don't last year he qualified P3.
Well, there you go.
I just think no. Do you know what? I think his head went down after Russia, though. Russia, Monza, and Russia back to back killed him, man. That's why I said it's a mental thing, man. I say on track stuff. I don't think on track he's got any weakness.
Well, how about this? Doesn't really have any weakness. Just not aggressive enough at times.
I'm trying to think of days where he's trying to chase down and he's not really overtaken them or been aggressive. I don't know. Can't really remember.
I don't know, but I trust him. Like if he's not aggressive, I trust it.
He was aggressive in Jeddah. He straight away went down Pierre Gasly's neck. He was on him.
And I wish
he overtook him in a place where he overtook him in a place where you shouldn't be overtaking, guys.
I wish he got Ocon. I wish he nicked him in the end.
But then remember, that's what I said about the straights. We're the slowest in the straights. If he was not the slowest in the straights, then no way is Ocon catching him.
There you go. Spike says Lewis wanted to stay out in Sochi last year. His team told him the situation and to come in anyways. Sochi was the team's fault unless we didn't hear something. Yeah, definitely.
I always say it's the team's fault. It's never
definitely the team's fault. For sure. We're talking about games earlier on. F1 Challenge 99 to 2002 is the GOAT. Man, that's what you 99. That's when we got the Hakkinen days and the Coulthard days. I wish Arava or Tayo, I don't know how you say this guy's name, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Did a video on it.
Good YouTubers, man. Them guys. Shout outs to them, man.
Good YouTubers for sure. They're hilarious. No way.
I think they're talking about me when I did a binned it last minute when I was doing the race, full race.
Yeah, that was a howler. That's for sure.
That was a howler, man.
Phoenix, Arizona. Big up to the people in Phoenix.
Shout outs to JM, man.
Yeah, man. Oh God, Phoenix, Arizona. I'd like to go visit Phoenix for sure. I watched a video the other day of some vlogger, and he was in he went to some forest there, and it was snowing bad, literally recently. When I think of Arizona, I don't think snow. Those two things don't combine.
Yeah, it's like desert, innit?
Well, it was snowing where this guy was. It was like,
madness, man.
He went to some like cabin or some log area. I forgot what it's called now. I'm gonna kick myself later. But anyway, yeah, there was tons of snow there. But big up to all the Arizonas. F1 2018 was your first. 2018. Wow. Okay. There. Then you got a long way to go. Trust me. You're gonna be hooked forever on that for sure. Maha drop an online lobby soon, bro.
Yeah, soon, man. Soon, man. When the new F1 game comes out, that's online lobby for F1.
Bro, you know,
when the new game comes out, I'm gonna start streaming, guys. So yeah.
Check it. F1 Manager based on the 99 season was amazing. Looking forward towards the new game.
Bought yeah, there's a new game in it.
As a bargain deal. Yeah. So like, is it like the Football Manager?
But yeah, like it's Football Manager for FM. Yeah. And F1's releasing it this year, bro.
Mate, I failed uni because of Football Manager. Like I did awful. Football Manager. Listen, if Formula One make anything near it, if Formula One ever make anything near it, guys, your boy could be on the streets homeless.
Football Manager, because I'm sitting down. I'm like, yeah. You sit down, yeah, and I'm like, oh, it's Barcelona. Let me start a season. Da, da, da. And you sit down, it's like 10 a.m. You're like, oh, right, it's midnight. Fuck. Time's gone, you know.
Bro, I would rock up.
I won the Champions League, so calm.
Mate, them ones, I would rock up to lecture. You know, like when the laptop is going, like you're hearing that machine going. It's in overdrive. It can't handle too much. I think I had a league with like Roma. I think I was like AS Roma for like 4 or 5 years. Got them in the Champions League. Blah blah. Oh mate, carnage. I'll turn up to lecture playing Football Manager. No hype. When I went Spa, F2 and Porsche Supercar were louder than F1. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I could never back a Ferrari as a McLaren man. Sorry,
never.
It's against our religion. It's against our religion,
bro. Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, I don't like. I if you're a Ferrari driver, I don't like you automatically. I don't care if I rate you. If you're the sickest driver, no, I don't care. If Landon Norris could go Ferrari right now, I don't rate you no more. Sorry, mate.
You see Carlos Sainz, bro. Who is he? He's dead to me.
I don't know.
You see Carlos.
I'm watching Carlos Sainz and I'm like, oh, you're getting packed in by Leclerc. Good. Hold that. I'm
watching Sainz stressing. You know, like he's been miserable so far this season, and I'm watching him stress. And I'm like, yeah, hold that stress. Who told you to leave?
But he bottled it though because he was packing. He's packing everybody. He put a provisional pole.
Yeah,
and then he dropped 4 attempts on his own time. I was like, what the hell is this?
On his own time.
Legendary bottle is this?
These times he's got less fuel, so you know the tires probably got better grip. There's more temperature in the tires.
He changed his tires like an idiot. I was like,
did he change them?
Yeah, he changed them. I was like, bro, you should have just kept the same tires.
We've been watching the fact that you need about 2-3 laps to warm them tires up. Like it doesn't just work like that. Yes, man, had back-to-back seasons incoming.
He's talking about Verstappen when I said back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Listen, man, we have to be here for it, man. I'm for sure. That Red Bull flag I'm drinking Red Bull all summer long. If that is the case.
If it's between them two, I have to pick Red Bull. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's no it's a must. I hope when they get rid of the MGU-H in 2026, the cars get louder. Maybe something near the 80s turbo cars.
Maybe.
Who knows, man? You know what this world is like.
Volkswagen, they got that put in the deal. The engine deal when they did the engine negotiation last year, they got rid of the MGU-H, so that means they're definitely joining F1. It just depends on what team they're joining it.
I come to McLaren, guys.
Come through, man.
Volkswagen.
I'll buy a Golf GTI, bro. Just come through, man.
Elite purchase. That will be a quick purchase. Mister says, yeah, I agree with Mahad. Leclerc doesn't know what it feels like to fight for a championship. Yep. Max has definitely got the edge on him on that. Max versus Charles, going Charles. Equal music. What team do you support? We need to find out very, very quick.
You're hearing it, so he's a McLaren fan, bro. But I don't know why you're picking Charles still. You're under surveillance, bro.
That Red Bull engine is going to call it a day at some point. I'm predicting a couple more DNFs for Max.
We'll see. I can't make any predictions on reliability. If we look up the last race, didn't Alpine pack up? Ricciardo packed up. That's a Merc engine. Bottas packed up.
Was it 14 cars?
So every single supplier, Bottas packed up as well.
Yeah, there's only 14 cars finished the race.
And
so let's see who else packed up.
And Yuki didn't start. So all 4 suppliers. We don't know who's going to be unreliable. I think you could start making assessments on unreliability when you get to around, I don't know, Hungary times.
Right. Yeah. Oh, did Albon DNF?
Yeah, because he had a crash with Stroll, innit? He had a crash with Stroll at the end. And then remember, that's the yellow flag and that kind of like...
of course, yes.
At the end.
Listen, I predict that... what's it called? I predict that Ferrari, something will explode.
They might DNF.
You know what I'm saying?
Why? I don't know why you said Red Bull's going to DNF.
The whole team might DNF.
Okay, no, but then, what's more unreliable, Ferrari engine or Honda engine? But Honda, last year, when was Max DNFing?
You know?
That wasn't an actual crash.
Yeah. And I think there was only one DNF. Was it 2 DNFs in terms of like overall in the season? All because either that Max crash with Hamilton at Monza and Baku.
And Silverstone. And Baku was tyre.
And then, exactly, it was tyre. And then Perez had the electricity, obviously, the bills weren't paid. That's what I'm putting that down to. The bill wasn't paid at Red Bull HQ. So, obviously, Perez's car just cut out. Mind you, they were saying the last 3 races before this one that he hadn't finished. So, I was a bit like, actually, hang on a minute. What's going on with their reliability? Who knows? But Leclerc is also wavy. Yeah, I've heard. Big up Basil. I heard about
I've been watching
Leclerc.
F3, man.
Have you, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen a couple other guys. Forgot the name though. But they got some talent down, man. They got some talent.
I heard F2 was an absolute madness in terms of the race.
F2's a disgrace. F2's a disgrace. I watched one of the F2 races on the weekend. I said, "This is nobody ever complain about F1 ever again because this is a disgrace."
Was it a farce?
Even the decisions by the FIA, everything is just ridiculous in F2, man.
Oh God, you sparked up a conversation here, Mahad. It says feeling conflicted. Oh, who's there? Be very careful. I don't like Ferrari, but I really like the drivers. And the F175 is a pretty car. I'm not the biggest Max or Red Bull fan, but I like Checo. I feel like I have to root for Leclerc. Oh.
Okay, do you know what I think? Do you know what I feel like who Red Bull are? They remind me of Man City. I don't care if they win. They're not relevant.
Yeah.
I generally don't care. You ain't catching us. Unless it's like you go back to back, then I'll start worrying about you lot. But right now, I'm not worried about you lot. Ferrari, I can't let you guys like run away and
Ferrari. To me, Manchester
25
United.
constructors titles, and I can never catch you lot. Just stay calm. You're gonna hold these L's.
Koch, you know that was relaxed.
Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, if it was Ferrari and Williams, I wouldn't know who to pick because I want Williams in the mud as well.
Ferrari or Williams? Oh my God,
I'd want Williams in the mud as well. So.
I'm not too keen on Williams. I'm not too keen on Williams either. I mean,
if it was a Williams versus Red Bull, I'm still picking Red Bull. Williams can go to hell.
What's your beef with Williams? From what?
No, just because they've got around the same amount of construction titles as us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are rivals. They
are rivals. So you know what I mean. I don't see Red Bull as a rival. I don't think they're relevant like that.
PB, you've become a favorite so far. I'll tell you that right now. The F in Ferrari stands for fumble. Man, not serious. I hear that. That's what.
Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, I was like, you know, when Alonso was losing the titles, I was like, bro, I don't like Vettel. I like Alonso. But he's Ferrari, so he has to hold that. Yes. It was the most conflicted time ever because I was thinking, yo, Alonso deserves this, but this is
I tell you what, Schumacher, man. I tell you what, that man made me hate Ferrari so much that I would look at Alonso. I would look at Alonso in the Ferrari, and it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's like I've got to hate you. I've got to hate you as much as I actually do like you.
Remember, it was BMW, Williams, and McLaren. So like, had Montoya and Ralf Schumacher. And you had Coulthard and Kimi, I think.
Kimi, it would have been Kimi at the time, yeah.
And they were just fisting up Schumacher at the beginning of 2003. Them man were just doing back-to-back. It was either Ralf Schumacher winning, Montoya winning, Kimi winning. I was loving it. And then, obviously, Schumacher did the tyre change thing. which I think is very extremely controversial. But
I'm not gonna lie. When Alonso came in the game with that,
and he was dealing with these man
and Flavio Briatore, I was singing to the hymns, bro. I was singing for days because I was like, "Thank God, thank God that the Ferrari's over."
Formula One hates a winner, man. If you're winning, man,
that's true. Yeah,
they'll be onto you, bro. They'll be onto you. So I remember that time people hated you, Macron. Same way people hated Vettel. Like if you're winning,
I hated Vettel,
people hate Hamilton. You know
what
I mean? If you're winning back to back, bro, people already hate Max Verstappen now. If he starts doing back to back, they're gonna hate him even worse. You know what I'm saying? Or even if Leclerc wins this year and then he wins next year and then wins next year, watch how people start hating him.
Especially with those Ferrari fans as well, especially with that involved, of course. What's it called? Equal Music says, and he needs Sainz to pull a couple of performances out of the bag, like Checo did for Max. Yeah, Sainz will be around. He'll be in and around. You know what I'm saying?
He's got 2 podiums, man. He's done his thing.
He's got his 2 podiums. So hashtag papaya out. Hey, leave it alone, man. So make McLaren grey again.
No, make McLaren grey again. Make McLaren.
We're not in disagreement there.
But no more livery talk. I've had enough.
Spike says that's because we are sitting here just waiting for Ferrari to ruin a race and the championship. We ain't gonna say S until it's over.
No, I'm silent. I'm chilling. I'm one of those guys. You know them guys that wait in the background, like waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Big up.
Shouts to Pit Stop Fracker, man.
Big up to Pit Stop Fracker. This is Mahad's group channel as well. So make sure you do subscribe to these guys. Hilarious people. Obviously, anti-Ferrari on this side of the fence. Yeah. So you don't know. Key out or key in?
Man, we need to see if the key works at the moment, bro.
Boom. Look at you. You guys are not, you're not speaking straight away.
No, that man is saying key out. I know why they're saying key out, but because he had time to work on this, man. It's not like he weren't working on the regs from earlier.
Yeah. No, for sure. You guys remember when Ferrari broke the seal to Massa's engine to trigger a penalty and give Alonso a clean slide of the grid at Kota because Fernando was in the title fight with Vettel? Listen, you know Ferrari they are scum. Like they are.
They'll do that to Sainz, bro. Do that to Sainz, bro.
You see Sainz, yeah? This is what I'm saying. He's gonna go there thinking, yeah, man, maybe I can become like my dad and become world champion and rare. Watch when they screw him over. They're gonna sacrifice man like he's Isaac, bro. He's getting done.
Oh, his engine's
getting done. Yeah, yeah.
Out of nowhere.
AlphaTauri gonna spin us this season. Allow it. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Gasly got cooked by Norris this weekend. Let's hop.
Kirk Cousins in the chat.
No, get out of here, man. Don't talk to me about Kirk.
I used to have him as well. Awful quarterback.
He's ruined my life. From 2018, he's ruined my life. Don't ever, anybody that's watching this, don't ever mention Kirk Cousins.
Mate, he was our replacement to friggin' RG3. You know what I'm saying? I cannot deal. Mahad Hive in the building. People are locked in. Nah, you got traded for Carson Wentz. Allow it. I know.
It's
Carson
stuff,
friggin' Wentz. It's horrible stuff. Back to the F1. 25 races a season so that Mahad can take us around the world.
Absolutely not. Hold that. I ain't taking you nowhere.
You man think this is a joke. Formula One's going to create a Champions League. I swear to you. They're going to create something for the midweek sessions.
They're not really interested in letting new teams in, though. So I'm quite confused about expanding the races, but not the amount of teams. It's a weird approach.
It's a very weird approach. Yeah, I don't like Hamilton's neon yellow helmet this year, to be honest. Looks like a Rossi copy, and I don't rate that color. Yeah, I don't like the color either. I'm not a fan of the color, sorry. I love the purple and black design. One of my all-time favorites, to be honest. Wish he kept it. Yeah, man. You know what's really irking me? Mercedes having black overalls in a red silver in a silver livery. Furious. It's not.
It's just either have a black car and black overalls.
You know what I'm saying? It's just symmetry. That's all I want.
I don't get it, man.
All I want is symmetry. Big up to everybody locked in right now. Please do hit the like button. We will be soon wrapping up. Do hit the like button on this channel. Subscribe to the channel for all you Formula One fans. And as we get through your comments, you've been pounding in comments. Thank you very much for doing so. Mikhail says, when it comes to helmets, I prefer Seb's over all of them. Keep it simple. I ain't mad with Seb's. I ain't mad about Seb's one. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite helmet right now this year. I don't know. What's your favorite this year?
I don't know. Not be really.
I do like Albon's.
I like George Russell's.
I like Vettel's. I don't like the red and black. I just don't know why. I just don't think it. He's got red, black, and a bit of blue in there. It just does not work for me. It doesn't sit well with me. That's my only issue with that one.
True.
But yeah, Vettels, you can't go wrong. Big up Tassim, who's been a commenter on this channel. Big up yourself. You lot actually did decent in Jeddah. How much is that down to the characteristics of the circuit? Very much so.
100%.
Very much so. Yeah. Listen, man, we're taking our W's where we can. You know what I'm saying? And a P7 and a DNF, that's where we are. That's where we are today. But who knows? We may move on. We may move on forward. J Hep says Hamilton was trying to channel his inner center with the yellow helmet. Yeah, boy, he should have gone back to the McLaren yellow that he had when he was there. You know what I mean? World Superbike. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
World
yeah.
Superbike.
My bad.
I should have remembered that. I should have remembered. His 07 to 10 design with the Senna yellow is goated. Love that one. I did. It took me a while to love it, but I did love it in the end for sure. 2010 is when the pit stops, is when the points changed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Trust me, the top 6 points is horrible. Current score would sit 24 cars on the grid. Better though. Current score would suit 24 cars on the grid. Better.
Yeah.
Top 8 could
yeah. That makes sense. If we had more cars,
If we had more cars, for sure. They're claiming every driver who lived in England in that war.
Get out of here, man. These fugazi stats, bro. These people are dumb. That's why I hate these stats when they bring them up on like the F1 channel, F1 Twitter page. I'm like, I don't believe your stats, man.
10.
You're lying, bro.
Yeah, I think it was around 2010. Yeah, cheers, Spike. Okay, so Isaiah says, I like the current point system, to be honest. Always felt like the top 10 should get points. Only 6 getting points doesn't make sense to me. Much sense to me, to be honest. Like, maybe if they just made the points narrower, because 25 and then 10th place is 1. That's
maybe
just
the numbers,
too far.
The
That's
numbers
way too far. It was too far. I'd be cool with a top 8 system, though. Yeah, I know what you mean about the top 10 finish. I do get it.
Hey, Alan Prost would be out here, bro. God damn. If that's true, that's madness.
People got stats in these streets. Mika Hakkinen won the title in 99 when it was 10-6, okay, for the points. Eddie Irvine would have won another another system.
I don't want to live in a world where Eddie Irvine won the title. How about that?
Listen, Scoop on Football. Are you sure you know what channel this is? Eddie Irvine?
The sport would be cooked if Eddie Irvine won a title.
Listen, I've got time for Irish wit. It's one of the funniest things in the world. But him winning a world championship in a Ferrari, never.
How do I look my kids in the eye and tell them, yo, Eddie Irvine won a title, mate?
Do you know how hard it is to tell people that Jenson Button won a title and it wasn't at McLaren? Do you know how difficult that is for me to say?
Oh man, don't kill me, man.
It's one of those champions I cannot take seriously, and I don't know why. It's not nice. That's not fair. But my goodness. Anyway, I know my head went to HD cuts for that trim.
Hey, not HD cuts though. Not HD cuts though.
That's an HD cuts, you know.
Shout out to my barbers, man.
Is that the South London crew, yeah?
That's South London thing, man.
Oh dear. Lewis could have won 16 with the whole points.
True.
16.
How much podiums has Lewis got? It's ridiculous.
Sorry, not 16 titles. You mean 2016? Is that what you're saying? Is that what Basil's saying? Is it 2016?
Yeah, 2016, okay. Yeah. Because look, Rosberg didn't win as much. Obviously, Hamilton won more races than Rosberg, innit?
Yeah, he did.
I think
he did. Don't let Mercedes fix the issues. Yeah. Listen, I'm here for it.
They've let him down. They've let him down, though. They've let him down, bro.
I'm getting McLaren 2012 vibes in this situation.
No. Do you know what they've done? It's kind of like I'm gonna save this for the future, but I feel like they've let him down. I'm gonna go on the rant if they do let him down eventually, but I feel like they've let him down. But I'll speak of that on another stream still.
Interesting. Smokey Bars just left his yard before the pod.
Man's talking about the barbers.
Can you imagine Smokey Bars? Up north, it snows in Arizona. Did not know. Had no idea. Had no idea. Bro, I saw snow. I saw snow, cuz.
What a big country. Arizona. What a big state, man.
I bet you every state does snow. I bet you it's just that we don't get the footage. They just don't want to give us that footage. Because, you know, I used to think places like Texas don't snow. But it fully does.
No, you know what? I was in Vegas in November. It was cold, bro. Like cold, like England cold in the nighttime. I was like, yo, you don't expect this from a desert.
I did Nebraska one year for Christmas, minus 16 degrees. You can miss me with that.
Forget about that, man.
I got sick in days, like in minutes. I got sick.
Go to Toronto in the wintertime.
Hey,
man,
listen.
Shout out to Kunle.
Kunle
suffering that in Toronto, man.
Don't worry. We're nearly at April, Kunle. You just have to hold tight. Hold in there. Just hold in there. Real Ones played IGP manager. Yo, what is that?
I don't know what that is,
Basil.
bro,
you have to show us the levels. Show us what that is. The new F1 manager is actually already announced. Bye career for me, for sure.
All my deadlines at work are getting missed.
Listen, I need to have a plan. I need to have a schedule for this, because if I don't have things in order, it's gonna be all in arrears. This podcast will not exist. Many things will not exist in my life.
when I make McLaren go back to back titles. We back, baby.
Changing liveries and all sorts, man. I swear down. I used to be like you guys when I was younger. All Ferrari drivers were terrorists back then. No, Schumacher was a terrorist. I don't care what anyone's telling me. This man was a terrorist. And then when I read about his Benetton days, I was like, no, this man's evil. I don't give a damn. He is evil. Now I've obviously as I've gotten older, I've appreciated
a bit shithousery, man. You got about a bit shithousery.
Everyone's got it in them. Like, these champions have got it in them at the end of the day. Peter drinking rum and Red Bull like he's beating.
Listen, man needs that Red Bull title.
I can tell you something. It's definitely going to be no Italian vino. I'll tell you that right now. It's definitely not going to be that. Although I love my red wine from time to time. Jay Hemp says, I appreciate the overall quality of the grid. The future is looking bright for F1. 100%. I don't remember
looking bright.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I said no. Definitely, go ahead.
Just the talent that there is on the grid. We need to take a minute and be like, yo, there's a lot of good talent on the grid. I know we talk about these paid drivers and how we don't like this and blah blah. They're here for the money, but I'm sorry, there's a lot of talent on the grid for sure, JM. Tazim says, I'm not gonna lie, as a Ferrari fan, here we go. I don't rate the McLaren guys as well. Tazim. Be prepared for this season, Tazim.
Yeah, but that's true, man. I respect it.
Listen, it is what it is. Yeah, no, I respect that more than him liking Ferrari. Because you know what it is? It's like when Man United fans started to, look at Arsenal. Oh, little Arsenal. You know when they stop caring about us? That's what it was. So big up to Tazim. It's going to be a long season, my friend. Just wait. Just give it a minute. PB, Red Bull Man City comparison is heinous. The disrespect is heinous. Sorry, the disrespect. Yeah, for sure. Ferrari's Manchester United to me, and Red Bull I would say is Man City. What's Mercedes then? Because see, I'd put Mercedes more as a Man City thing.
No,
and then Red Bull
because they've won too many. They're important now. I'm not gonna lie. Am I gonna say Red Bull's Newcastle?
Could be Aston Martin, man. That could be Aston Martin. It's relegation at the start of the season, and then they're gonna just pounce.
We're gonna think about that, and then we're gonna do something. We're gonna
we should
what teams or what.
Definitely. Mahaz hate stretches back decades. Bro has pensioners on his enemies list. Respect it. It's a fact.
Listen, my dad was telling me, you know, LAC, hate him.
Jean LAC,
hate him. Hate him, the Ferrari drivers. Hate him.
Lacey. Oh man. See, I think I started watching Lacey when he was at Prost.
Yeah.
Or was he at Sauber as well? There was like a Petronas Sauber.
I can't remember. It was like mid-90s, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. My head is so old.
I'm not
beeping
that
at Enzo Ferrari.
Calm down, bro. Calm down.
Oh dear, we've got some animals on this chat today. Teenage me took a lot of pleasure watching Vettel bottling the 2018 title. I'm not gonna lie, I like Seb now though. No hard feelings. Now you see,
when he went into that wall in Germany, injected. I was like, yes. This guy is a bottler.
Yeah. It's because it's one of them ones where it would have finally made me respect Vettel had he won a title with Ferrari, because I was always like, there's some judge in that Red Bull situation that I cannot accept. But then he's bidding it in the Ferrari. I thought, come on now. Black overalls are better than white overalls. With white overalls, you can see all the sweat and dirt. Yeah, no, that's true. Don't get me wrong, that's true. But they didn't have to wear white. Wear silver. Match the car is what I'm saying. Match the car, because I know they wore white and then they jumped in a silver car. That was annoying as well.
Yeah,
that was bloody annoying. Shout out to Zoo's is hard. Joe. Zoo, you know. Joe's
Big Zoo's hard as well. Still.
What's it called? Eddie Irvine would have been the mid world champion.
Oh, it would have been one of the
really?
worst.
Is he? Who is the worst right now?
I don't know. Is it Kiki? I don't know. I was gonna say Kiki Rosberg, but I don't know. Because Keke Rosberg won a title with what did he win, like 1 race or something? I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't think it's anybody. If we're talking about the last 30 years,
20,
I'll say
20, 30 years.
Don't say James Hunt. Don't say James Hunt. I don't know that. James Hunt's an icon out here, man.
Show some respect.
I don't know, man.
For me, it's between Button and
I'm not gonna say Villeneuve.
No, I ain't. No. I ain't mad at
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. I ain't mad at Villeneuve. Yeah, Keke Rosberg has got.
I think Keke Rosberg. Man. I think Keke Rosberg. I would not say Nico Rosberg. I would never say that.
You wouldn't say Nico. I got Jensen in there, man. Because I mean, man like Barrichello was up there.
Barrichello was listen. Jensen Button after the second half of the season did not win a race, bro. Barrichello was winning races. You weren't even winning races.
I'm going Jensen Button, man. Keke Rosberg, I don't remember too well watching his championships or anything like that. Even seeing, watching it back. Mind you, Keke was like, when you think Keke and Nico, how close they were driving together. Yeah, that's kind of mad. It's kind of mad how close they were in terms of like age kind of thing. That's true. But Spike asked, what did you do when Berger was at McLaren?
I rooted for him. Like I said, like if Leclerc became a McLaren driver right now, I'd be like, yes, Leclerc, my guy.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I maybe that's why
my hate runs deeper than yours.
Oh well, deeper than me. Yeah. The thing is, yeah, because my hate was purely like it was Schumacher, Irvine, Barrichello, Massa, and then I didn't care for Ferrari. Like, they were drivers. Dead.
Look, I rate drivers if they were past McLaren or their potential McLaren. So I'm like scouting them to become a McLaren driver. That's how I rate drivers.
Oh, look at this.
If there's no chance, get out of here.
Look at this. James Hunt is a funny personality, but he only won because Lauda injury tax.
Man said, man's bringing Rush. You know that movie Rush? Man's bringing them storylines in here.
Oh, what's it? Keke? Nah, yeah, this is Fugazi.
Yeah, that's Fugazi, man. What's that meme with Chris Tucker and he's burning the money? Oh, this shit fake.
Yeah.
That's like Keke Rosberg title, man.
Exactly. Tazim, the Ferrari man, who's braved himself on this channel today. I think I'm realistic in saying that this is still a rebuild season for Ferrari. We have to get used to fighting at the front of the grid so we don't F it up.
100%. I think this is a building season. I think Ferrari are going to get very close, but I feel like they need to have that experience of being in a title battle. It's been a very long time since they've done it. Last time they were in a kind of title battle was with Vettel, and Vettel has already been there, done that 4 times, and he's been in that in the fire. Not Sainz and Leclerc have not been in the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's more astonishing that they got rid of Vettel when you think about it. It's more astonishing because
they knew they were going to have a car like this. They knew they were going to have a car like this.
Possibly. Anyway, Karma says Jensen was beating the brakes off Hamilton and had that man tweeting our team television.
I remember that tweet. Hey, listen, I remember old school F1 Twitter, them times. And he was tweeting that shit out. Hamilton was tweeting wild shit. But Hamilton's better than Jensen, man. Stop that, man. We're not running that narrative.
We cannot. I mean, I remember when I see Magnussen giving Jensen the business on his debut for McLaren. Yeah, I can't.
Button is not that guy. I'll tell you right now, there's guys in F1 right now that are better than Button. Leclerc's better than Button right now.
There's plenty.
And he's got a title. I'll say Leclerc. Leclerc's better than him. I'll say Lando's got no wins. He's better than Button. Got no wins. I'm on this Button disrespecting.
Yeah, for sure. Button is just it's a howler. It's an absolute stinker. He looked like he just joined McLaren and chilled. Man's like he just chilled. I'm not having him. And then he's living off that Canada 2011 race. Nah, bun that, man. I'm not on it. Keke was just consistent throughout that year. He only won 1 race and then he won the championship. I mean, that is a farce. Someone has to stop the press.
Get that, man.
You have to stop the press. How many races were there that year?
I don't know. Them times there was not a lot of races. That's why
maybe like 10.
Fittipaldi was cooking. You know that man there? There was
like
back to back in that.
Did you see Fittipaldi on the weekend? Yeah, man was making
Bro, he looks like he's old as hell, bro.
He's happy to be here. He's just happy to be here.
He's at every race, you know. Got his sons in it. Oh, his grandsons.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. That says he's never seen Rush, so he's like, yo, he's actually straight out. I've seen Rush out there though, and that's my favorite.
Definitely. Elite movie.
Oh my god. If McLaren have a stinker, is that Daniel Dunn with F1? Can't see him being asked for 2023. Man's been through enough.
No. He was just driving. He's just collecting his checks, man. Come on, man. What are you talking about? He's got a contract for next year.
Yeah.
If people are saying Daniel are washed and he should be in a back marker, then he's in a back marker car. Then it's cool.
You know what I'm saying? He's clearly in one for sure. Yeah, no, he's not done. He's not done. There's still a lot of time for him, in my opinion. Pit Stop Fracker says, remember when Lewis thought Jensen unfollowed him and he didn't follow him in the first place?
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, Lewis was wilding.
You know what? Yeah, listen, as much as Hamilton, right? You might say, you know what, boom. Obviously, people that we love and respect and admire and X, Y, Z. I'm not going to forget those McLaren years, okay? When there was Nicole Scherzinger and it was one thing after another. My man's getting nicked in France. I remember the shenanigans and I remember thinking to myself, Lewis, stop it. Get in the car, focus on the car at hand because you got titles to collect, okay? We can't have just an 08 title and you're just out here in these streets, okay? And there's more talk about what's going on off track than on track. I was livid with Lewis them years, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but he was trying to get out of there. He was trying to get out of there, man. That's why he was there.
I mean, listen, he knows now he could have got out of there later. You know what I mean? Like Lewis now, you know, he could be in these streets, no problem. But man, if the relationship was bad, he was not performing on the track. Fair enough, we had times when we didn't have the car. I give you that. But there were many times when we had the car. There was many times when we had the car.
He was a young man. He was a young man. I wouldn't expect him. I forgive him for those days. We weren't providing the material out here, but
I'm struggling, man. I can't lie. I'm struggling. That's the thing with my.
You were a mess, man. You have to remember we were a mess, man.
My relationship with Lewis, I'm telling you, he's definitely my brother. Like there's times I love him and there's times I freaking can't stand him. That's how I feel with Lewis Hamilton. And seeing him just out here goating in the Mercedes, I'm boiling. I'm frigging boiling over here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's our team's failures to not set up a car for that period, man.
No, it's true.
That's why I say arrest Ron Dennis.
Arrest him. 16 races in the 80s. Okay, so there was 16. My man's won one.
And he won with one. Yo, he's a legend. I'm not even slandering him anymore.
One race. It's crazy. What do you mean it's crazy? If you go look back at Jenson Button's career, it's actually
he's good.
I'll say he's
a good. Lie. He's a decent driver.
What does that mean?
Driver that should win a title?
What's a decent? Where would Jenson Button finish now?
Finish like 8th, 9th in a race. Some type of drivers.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's one of those guys that he did have some good years, especially in his early years. He was good. He was good. He was a good driver.
Like BAR and the man there.
But if you compare it to the other drivers that have won titles, he's the worst one, man. In the last 20 years, definitely the worst one. Not better than Schumi. He's not better than Alonso. He's not better than Vettel. He's not better than Hamilton or Rosberg or anybody like that. Stop that, man. Man. Let's be real.
Raikkonen. Where are you with Raikkonen in terms of the year he wins it?
Was elite.
The thing is,
he was elite.
I think
he just decided after Lotus, I don't care anymore. Give me my money. But tell me right now,
though, that Kimi was better at McLaren than he was at Ferrari.
100%. Kimi got packed in by a massive. Yeah?
Yeah, he did.
But then Kimi was a borderline alcoholic. So you have to kind of remember that at the same time. So, but if we're talking about rookie season McLaren up to like 06, this guy was the fastest guy.
He was cold.
This guy was one of the fastest guys in F1 history.
He was cold.
And guess what's going to happen? If Max Verstappen wins his next race, he's going to have more wins than Kimi. And that's killing me right here. Because Max is only 24.
Oh my God.
He's got more wins. This weekend.
Was it 11 wins?
This weekend, he got 21 wins now. So he's got more wins. He's got more wins than Mika Hakkinen now.
See, that hurts. That hurts.
And then the next person on the list is Kimi Räikkönen. And he's about to overtake him. And if he wins 5 more races, he's top 10 all time. And he's 24.
And he's 24.
What the hell's going on?
We have to keep it a buck. He's a beast. What's it called? Verstappen. Like
Verstappen minimum is going to be top 5 all time when it comes to wins.
That 16-year-old, when he rolled through in the Toro Rosso, bodying guys, and then went into that Red Bull and put Danny Ricciardo on his backside, you knew it was tough.
Oh dear.
It was going to be a harsh.
Obviously, he's got his age tax, but obviously he ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
He ain't going nowhere. Keke won out of 16, 44 points. Streets is done.
There, man.
All right, let's keep moving. The money badger ain't going nowhere.
Obviously
badger. Not. Jensen was decent still. I love Eddie, but he would have been the mid champion. Yeah,
100%
for sure. I missed that Lewis. Honestly, I'd be a fan if he still did that.
He had that dog in him, man. He had shithousery in him, man.
He did, but all of that was taking away the focus on titles. I was like, Lewis
was crashing into Button in Canada and all them things there. He was doing Mazine, bro.
What is he doing?
He was like, I hate Massa. You know them days where he just kept crashing into Massa. I hate that guy.
I remember post race and they start tapping each other on the shoulder.
But then in that season, he had some of his best races. He like China when he won. That was brazy.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's for sure. Lewis, man, we needed more titles from you at McLaren. That's what I'm saying. Daniel's been collecting checks since his move to Renault. Probably still living off it.
Renault paid him crazy amount.
That bag he got at Renault. It's hella rich. He was sick of the Ron Dennis trim.
Remember that when he used to have the receding hairline and that. Now man's flourishing.
Man could sell his hair and all sorts, man. It'll flip me. Alonso, Jensen, and Lewis took points off each other in the 2010, 2012, and that's why we lost.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. McLaren have got a bad reputation of 07. Hello.
They don't know how to manage the situation. Red Bull was like, yo, Mark Webber, drop back right now.
Yeah, fall back. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, what's his name? Dietrich is going to put you in a spliff. So you need to hold this. You got to hold this now. Kimi was elite. Then after he won the title, he fell off. He didn't care.
Bro, he literally won the title and then he got packed in by Massa. You can't do that on the same team. Big man thing. Massa's not good, bro.
Nah, I wasn't rating Massa too tough. Then he was kind of decent at Lotus. Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, the Lotus when the Lotus.
He came back to F1 after the rally and then at Lotus and he was cooking.
We could have won 2010 to 12, but Jensen and Lewis could not work together for anything. Just took points off each other all season. Yeah, no,
they wouldn't. This is McLaren's problem. They won't ever prioritize the driver. If we had a number one car right now, we were in the title battle with Red Bull. They would be like, oh no, Ricciardo wins some races, let Lando win some races. No, bro. Team orders out here, please.
Listen, there's a lot of Lewis Hamilton love in these streets, right? And rightly so. But in 07, Howler. How we did not just let Alonso have it. He's the 2-time world champion, by the way.
Make a decision. Make a decision.
You know?
Make a decision.
If you want Lewis
even if it was either way, if you want Lewis to win, make that decision.
Listen, don't recruit Alonso. That's the thing. If you want Lewis to go ahead and do his thing, British flag and whatnot, don't recruit Alonso then.
Yeah, you shouldn't have hired Alonso.
It's a recipe for disaster. It was always
you hired Alonso to be second driver. What the hell are you doing?
Nonsense. 2 of them wins are fraudulent. Spa and Abu Dhabi 2021 still has 19 wins in my book.
Oh yeah, Spa. Hey, yeah,
remind me of Spa. Remind me of Spa.
It's not a win. It's not a win.
Okay, because those
okay,
the recovery.
Listen, Mika Hakkinen, we're back in the zone.
He hasn't Mika Hakkinen yet.
Let's go.
Kimi went blind 03 and 05 for sure, and the car they served him up with, was it in 05 and 04?
He had a rocket ship. 03,
which is the 04 was the 03 car, wasn't it? They just thought we had to revert back to type. Oh, man, if only Kimi had a few titles with the McLarens. See, Alonso at McLaren, Lewis at McLaren, and Kimi.
We destroy drivers. I told you, man. Arrest Ron Dennis, man.
How the hell did we not win league titles?
We probably destroyed Kimi's will to drive.
Not even constructor titles.
Up? Bro, how much times was he winning a race and his car broke down? We destroyed his will to drive.
No wonder. He probably come on this pod and say, do you not remember the piece of crap I was given under your tenure, under your team's tenure? And you want to talk about how I gave up? Damn right I gave up. I went to Ferrari, took my title and left. Kimi was different gravy. He drove the McLarens till they broke, just quali lap after quali lap during the race. Yeah, he was phenomenal. You're not wrong there. Hamilton 09 to 11. Team radio was so funny. It was a movie. Them times it was an absolute movie. Them times. Kimi is one of the fastest drivers in F1 history, in my opinion. Max is in a similar mold. Yeah, Kimi. When he felt like it, definitely. Max Brazil 2016 drive is when people clocked. Yeah,
he's a demon. He's speed demon, bro.
He's cold, man. He was cold.
You know, that's when I talk about drivers, I'm talking about not the best driver and the fastest driver are two different conversations. The man that are just naturally just rapid out of nowhere are people like your Kimmys and your Maxes of the world.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're not like the most complete drivers. People that are way more complete are like Hamilton, Schumacher, them type of guys. When we talk about just rapid, we're talking about people like Kimi and Max.
Yeah.
And they're all that. If you got that in your locker, you win races, man.
Oh, look, there's a lot of painful stuff going on here, man. Let's try and wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up, man.
Let's try and wrap this up. It's only a couple more. Hamilton in 07 China is one of the biggest bottles I've ever seen. Still can't believe how he did that. Absolutely.
He's a rookie, man. Come on, man.
Absolutely. McLaren Mercedes era is in a nutshell. Fast cars in the bed, in everything else. What I could do with a fast car right now as a McLaren Mercedes. Think how many titles we bottled in 92 to 2012. This was painful.
Yeah, it's just.
Life's
been hard, mate. I've got grey.
I'll tell you what, and with this comment, we'll end it here. PB says that was fun. We'll see you lot in Australia. Absolutely, people. We'll be back the Tuesday after the Australian Grand Prix, 7 p.m. live right here. We're going to get all your comments in. Do flood the comments. Please do smash the like button. We've gone on 2 hours again, 2 weeks in a row. And we want to thank you for all your time. Mahad, honestly, appreciate you being here with me.
No worries, brother.
And yeah, man. Let's what are we predicting in terms of like where we'll finish in Australia? What's your
I am saying maybe 9th or 10th. Around that mark. I'll say 9th, 10th, 11th.
So double points finish?
Maybe double points if we push it. If not, just one in the points, one out of the points.
Double points finish. I will take that right. I'll bite your hand off right now for a double. We should have got it in this race, by the way. We should have got it in Saudi.
Yeah, we got effed over, man.
We should have got it in Saudi.
But we need to iron all this stuff out. Hopefully, this 2 weeks can help us out.
If we can get both cars into Q3, I'll be very delighted. But yeah, double points finish. That's where it counts. And if we do, we'll be back here happier. And if not, who knows what kind of pod we will have in that time. People, thank you very much for logging in tonight. We will see you shortly. Remember, follow us on Twitter at McLaren Fan TV. Yeah, we're going to be doing all our stuff on there. We'll be doing a few polls and stuff like that, doing some interaction. So don't worry. Even when there's no race, we'll still be around. We'll still be about. Follow Mahad as well. Let me clear this. So I've got your Twitter account right there.
Yeah, at MoMars _MoMars, and then follow us at PitStopFracas. So subscribe on YouTube. Yes. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So yeah, just give us a shout. We just had Aldas on our last episode. Shout out to Aldas.
Big up to Aldas. Yeah. Shout out to Aldas.
Definitely, yeah, come see us, man.
Big guy in the game for sure. And thank you very much, Metal in Both Legs. Cheers for a great show. Thank you for being here with us, all McLaren fans. We will see you after the Australian Grand Prix.